see whether we're in. We are in. Okay, cool. So we're seeing Sableye and Gengar in the lead from Nikosa or John. And we are seeing from Nemba, looks like it's the Sand team. Alrighty. Yep. So I do happen to know that on John's team, he does have Sunny Day, so that could be something fun to pull out. But we are seeing Conkeldurr hit the field. And Tyranitar burns its Protect, so it might not be able to... Oh! Yep. Presumably a Sand Veil, and we are going for that Earthquake, which does respectable damage into each of those Pokemon, triggering Citrus Berry. Alrighty. We're seeing some switches take place. And Basculegion hits the field. Will-O-Wisp this time does manage to get past that Sand Veil, hitting that Garchomp. So it is a burn. And Rock Slide now. So Conkeldurr seemingly maybe not having a wide guard for this. And Drain Punch whiffing into Basculegion. Alright, we are seeing Garganacl hit the field. And Will-O-Wisp coming out for that Basculegion. And Last Respect's coming out into with... but between Burn and Purifying Salt, that does nothing. Garchomp this time hitting the Outrage into Sableye, taking it down a little bit. With Sandstorm Chip, that's gonna put it in pretty difficult position. And Basculegion and Garchomp take their burn damage. Garganacl, however, out on the field, looking pretty healthy. I believe, yep, Leftovers has brought it back up to full health. Sunny Day finally pulled out, so that was the surprise there. Hoping to keep Garganacl a little more protected, but Last Respects is what's coming out. Maybe indicating perhaps a choice item. It did move before Garchomp, and Outrage hitting again, but Garg can take that. Garg's not worried at all, even through the crit. And now we put another crit into Basculegion, where that Salt Cure is going to take an 1/8 of damage. So Salt Cure did get nerfed, but burn ticks are coming through here, and Basculegion finishing the turn on a lot less than it had before. Just trying to get these overlays updated. Thanks for bearing with me. And Gengar's back on the field. Now we have seen all 4 Pokemon from Nikosad's point of view. Apparently my Switch wants to go into sleep mode. We haven't yet seen Nemba's 4th in the back. And we are seeing that Mega coming out from the Gengar. And just a Protect coming out. Not wanting to take a Last Respects at this point. And yep, so, and Confusion does come in, and Salt Cure is just going to keep chipping down that Basculegion, hoping to get that KO. I think that is going to take out the Basculegion, yep, so that will be a KO there. And Sandstorm's going to come back out, getting rid of that sunny day. Sun, I guess. And still not showing what the fourth in the back is, so Gengar's feeling a little bit happier with no Basculegion on the field, but it also doesn't want to take Crunch or a Earthquake or anything like that. We are seeing that Protect, so maybe an Earthquake coming out. And let's have a look. Wide Guard has been shown now, so Earthquake wouldn't have done anything to Gengar, but we still don't want a Stomping Tantrum or anything. Confusion, Earthquake does come out. It does whiff into that Wide Guard, so I'd say this is a good turn for both players. Nemba managing to get some good positioning here. Conqueror coming out onto the field. But it is quite weakened. Right, Rock Slide coming out. No Wide Guard this turn, so, but, I mean, Garganacl takes that easily. Second Rock Slide, still, so pretty brave in front of the potential, oh, and we get one flinch. Yep, so unfortunate there. So pretty brave in front of that potential wide Guard, getting pretty good return from it. And even though there's this little bit of chip damage going around, it's not really enough to really put a threat on Nemba's Pokemon over here. Howdy, howdy. We are at Adelaide University. Their video games club is holding a double elimination bracket. It's a closed team sheet. So we're out here for a bit of fun. Outrage does manage to go through the confusion there and does hit into Gengar, even with the burn that is doing over half damage. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. Whoops, I need to fix this up. Yeah, we got some fun teams here. Thank you everybody for popping it in. I believe the Video Games Club is planning to hold a couple more tournaments between now and AvCon as they prep for that. So if you want to know the dates, let me know. I will go dig them up once I'm not streaming. So, okay, massive Sludge Bomb into Clefable, knocking it out. It is gone. And Garchomp, looking for that Outrage, is going to, in return, knock out Gengar here. And we are seeing that go. And Confusion back on the board, so Salt Cure into that Garchomp is going to help that tick damage as the turns go. So we are seeing 2v2 here. Conqueror is not long for this world, but a Bullet Punch or something, or maybe a Mac Punch would be really good into Tyranitar. And, I mean, Garg might just have what it takes to sit this match out. So... So, might be a turn for Protect here from that Tyranitar, considering whether it wants to take a potential priority move from Conkeldurr. But really, I think Nemba's got to be thinking about how she's going to get through Garganackle, because it's just looking pretty good here. If it came out with a Soul Cure or possibly a Body Press into Tyranitar. But we're just going to allow... Oh, Conkeldurr. Okay, maybe Sand is due to run out soon. I didn't check the turns. So Body Press does come out into Garchomp. Yes. Okay, so Conkeldurr not, you know, running a Guts build, or at least as far as we can see, isn't going to take any chip damage, so it is going to survive this turn, and it has burnt the Protect on the Tyranitar. So actually things looking pretty nice here for John. Alright. And yeah, so we've got 8 players here, double elimination bracket. Yep, and we do see that Magpatch come out. So Tyranitar taking that move. And I think we're set up here for Garganackle can just do what it wants. But it may be down to how much information gets given away here as, yep. We do see that Body Press come out, and that is going to secure the KO. So that is going to be game 1. Goes to John here. So Nigasar, John taking game 1. So we head into, I believe we're doing best of 3s, and it is closed team sheet again, I believe. So let's have a look at these teams. So we have seen, I'm going to update in our overlays as we go, that Gengar is it is a Mega. Meanwhile, Nemba's Tyranitar is also a Mega. And oh, I need to queue into this next match, so I'm going to do that. Let's spectate here as the players get ready for game 2. Excellent. So I think the question here is, how is, like, I think Nemba's tools are not bad on paper into Nigasar's team, into John's team, but what was interesting here was, I think, speed control would be pretty valuable, so having that Choice Scarf Basculegion position a little bit better, and maybe the Sneasler come out might be interesting. But the other thing is, how do we get through the walling power of the Garganackle? Like, is there some kind of... It's Clefairy, thank you, I'll fix that. Thank you. That should be fixed now, but we're not on that scene, so... let's have a look. We do see the Melodic, and we do in fact see the Sneasler come out, so... and Mega Gengar comes out. I'm not sure, we might just see a Mega and Protect again. That does seem to be something that we do see from this Mega Gengar. Meanwhile, Will-O-Wisp coming out into that Sneasler, just to slow it down a little bit. But yeah, I'm seeing the Melodic here, something that I was just wondering what Nemba's team she had to deal potential special type damage. So, oh, very interesting, very spicy. How interesting. We saw a Mirror Coat come out, but fail. So maybe trying to catch that special attack from Gengar. But I think if sitting in front of a Sableye, having just used an ineffective move, this could be quite dangerous. Quite an interesting position, I think. So, yep, Encore coming out. Oh, I'm just gonna... Oh, whoops, this is wrong. Oh, that's the wrong side. So Mirror Coat has been hit with the Encore Disable, and now we're looking for these Diaclaw rolls into... it's Poison Touch instead. So we are getting a status. We're getting a status, but it is not a sleep or paralysis. But Sableye is going to be ticking downwards, and it doesn't activate its Citrus Berry this turn. So we are seeing we're seeing that Gengar pretty healthy here, and the question is, what can I like? A Sneasler actually doesn't do a lot into Gengar, so maybe Sneasler was the wrong pick here, because I like it's probably going to be just trying to roll for status into that Gengar, maybe try and get some sleep into it or something. But really, it's quite a difficult situation here because maybe another Encore Disable eventually comes out. But Sludge Bomb here, getting that damage in while Mirror Coat is not a threat. And Dire Claws continue, this time proccing Sableye Citrus Berry. And it is going to be Struggle Struggle hitting into Sableye. I don't think that John is going to be upset by that compared to taking damage on the Gengar. So we are seeing that these Pokemon are ticking down. So actually things looking quite difficult here for Nemba. Unable to switch out, unable to do super effective damage. That Encore Disable combo could well come out here, and with the burn at least into both of these opposing Pokemon, able to lower the damage even of Struggle. So even if you've got your physical attacker hitting Struggle, it is reduced in its damage output. So we're seeing a Struggle come out from Melodic, doing just a little bit of chip into 7 damage into that Gengar. While it itself is it's a couple of turns away from, so we do see the burn ticks coming in, but now we're also seeing that Sneasler is going to also be forced to struggle with Nikasa maybe thinking about is Sableye still useful here, maybe wants it later for maybe some weather control if there's Tyranitar still in the back. Might be wanting to think, yep, okay, so it is going to move out, and perhaps it's time, yep, so we're going to have Garganacl hit the field. I was just thinking, well, what's a better way to get tick damage on the field? Maybe a bit of Salt Cure, but we are just going to cleanly knock out here the Melodic. I need to turn the screensaver off on my Switch, I keep forgetting. So another Struggle coming into Garganacl, takes that handily. And it's going to recover all of that back with its leftovers. While, on the other hand, Sneasler just ticks downwards. Ooh. Okay. Yep, indeed, the Tyranitar comes out. So, no Sableye on the field this turn to prevent weather, but maybe that's okay. Tyranitar needs to think about whether it's going to Mega yet or what it's going to do. It might be concerned about potential body press or something to come out. And Gengar stays on the field. So Gengar itself also needs to think about the potential here for it to take damage. So it might well be protecting. The thing is, if Struggle hits into Protect, there will be no recoil damage. So let's have a look. Out comes that Struggle, and that Struggle is going to hit into Protect. So Sneasler is going to avoid any recoil for this turn. But leftovers being knocked off on the Garganacl is going to be pretty effective, because we did see how long that Garganacl was able to hang in last game from just leftovers recovery. So that's a pretty big impact here. So, I'm not sure that Gengar really wants to stick around. I'm not sure there's a KO available for Nikasa. Oh, Body Press and Sludge Bomb in Sandstorm. I'm not sure. So, will be interesting to see what the players do in this situation. And this Sneasler is on way less health than the overlays are saying. So, out comes the Sableye again, so we're looking for maybe that weather control again, and Disable coming out. We are not going to be able to do another knockoff, so and Close Combat coming out into Sableye. So actually really great switch from Nikasa as Gengar takes that Sandstorm damage. Everyone takes a bit of chip. Everyone's getting chip, right? Chip all around. And that does after the Salt Cure, the Sandstorm, and the Burn, that is going to be Sneasler knocked out. So even though it didn't struggle itself previously, it is going to take that damage. And so out comes Garchomp. So we do have to remember that this one has, well, it does appear to be Sandvale. We don't know for sure. We haven't confirmed whether it's a rough skin or something, for example. But from the chat, we have Ben saying this is so gross. Well, yes, it is. It's pretty nasty. Interesting to see Noveska Legion here coming out this turn, even though it might have the speed advantage and the yeah. So we want them at locals, just not with this team. Well, it's funny because I talked him into taking Mega Gengar. He was an adamant Mega Gengar hater and was like, I'm not playing this format if stupid Mega Gengar's there. And then I'm like, you're running Encore Disable in this team anyway. Why don't you just go with the trapping as well? And you know what? The Siren Song was just that strong. Howdy Toad, how's it going? I stream Champions. I play a bit as well, but out comes that Earthquake. No Wide Guard on the field this turn. So that is going to take Gengar off the field. So that is going to clear that problematic Pokemon. It's gone. Everyone was saying it was awful. It's gone. And Conkeldurr coming in with taking quite a bit of damage on the switch in. And Sableye's back. So Sableye might be able to set up some weather, might be able to get some burns on the field again. Uni event at this hour? Yes, we are at Orfga, formerly EVAC, formerly Orfga. This is the university club that I attended while I was at Adelaide University. And we would always meet from the hours of like 4 to 8 p.m. But nowadays, we run until midnight. Woohoo! So yeah, we started this tournament at 6:30 and it's going to be double limb. And it's a side Will-O-Wisp, not a miss this turn. So indicating that perhaps this Conkeldurr may in fact be Guts, despite the no way to self-proc. But even with the Guts, it is not a one-hit KO. So that is going to be the Sableye taken out by the Rock Slide. And now things are actually looking pretty even. Yes, university security, like nowadays with remote locks and everything, I think it's a lot more, it's a lot easier to do stuff here. But let's see. So Conkeldurr taking that hit, it like maybe double protect, Sandstorm Chip plus Burn is going to take out Conkeldurr, but we do have to contend with the Garganacl, which is not, it has no leftovers anymore, but it is, let me just have a look. The one problem with doing commentary and overlay updates is the overlay updates run behind. But yeah, we've got this Garganacl on the field. It's probably looking like, oh, what can we do here? So we are seeing those maybe a double protect or maybe just one protect. We're hoping that maybe the okay, only one protect and a wide guard coming out. So maybe this is actually reading the yes, so reading the protect from Tyranitar. And I think what we wanted to see here was we did want to see an Earthquake or something. So that Outrage coming out. Oh, and no Sandstorm Chip for Conkeldurr. And and I'm hearing the Nempus like, oh, it happened again. This is what happened last time too. So, timed really well there from Nigasar. That Conkeldurr is hanging on. It will go down this time to burn damage. So that is going to happen. But let's have a look. Mach Punch this time, not attempting a double protect. That is going to be the KO into the Tyranitar. And we're going to see that Outrage hit one of these two slots. So it is going to hit that Conkeldurr. So Conkeldurr did what it needed to. It got that Mach Punch out. So what can Garganacl do here? Are we going to see a cheeky recover? It is. I thought so. Okay. All right. Garganacl going all the way back up in health. The difference this time is that the Garchomp is not burnt this time. So there is maybe potential for it to do a little more damage with an Earthquake than it did in the previous game. it's confused, so possibly it hitting itself might also be a win con here, but Earthquake does come out, so we're going to see how much this Earthquake does. Even super effective, it does take that Garganacl down, but Soul Cure is going to end this game. This is going to be the knockout. And that is going to be a 2-0 as we finish up winners round 1. And let's just... I believe we are doing a paper bracket, so I'm going to go check what's happening for round 2. Okay. What if I press this ZL button? Do I know my left and right? Oh, there's timestamps here. Okay, so some games, all the timestamps may just be... How interesting. The moment I entered the lobby, did I get all of the lobby updates? I'm uncertain, but there is one battle, I think, possibly left from round 1. Alright. How are we going? Are we waiting on matches, or what's the haps? Do you want to give an interview? A joint interview? I only have one mic. Alright. I do see one lobby still open. Yo. I'm gonna... Ahoy! Would you like to give some words to the chat? After your win, they have things to say. This is so gross. They say, I want this team at locals, just not... I want you to be at locals, just not with this team. What do you have to say to the chat?
Well, like, if you want to beat my team, all you need to do is pick popular meta things because they're better than it. So, like, really, it's just a skill issue that I won that one.
Is Tyranitar not a popular meta thing at the moment? I don't know what the meta is. I like Charizard, yes. Floette, in theory, but do we actually really see them? But, yep. Can confirm this team does fold to popular meta things. Excellent. Well done in your first match. I think we'll... Someone hand me the paper bracket so that I can see. The webcam. I did not bring a webcam. I am sorry. The chat will not see the paper bracket. But let's have a look. We've got... let's have a look. Whoop. A slow 2-0 and a... Alright, let's see whether this works. Oh, okay. I believe we're getting lobbies. Oh, why aren't these... Oh, right. I see what I've done wrong. Oh, why are the teams not showing? How strange. I don't know what I'm doing. Who put me in charge of these overlays? Teams are not showing. That's fine. Oh, because I haven't marked the teams of active. There we go. There's the good stuff. Alright. I will slowly fill these teams out as we go. But I think we are heading into a round. We're heading towards the next round. So let's have a look. In the losers bracket, I believe we've had some... Skitoro has dropped. But we have on winner's side... I'm trying to parse this bracket. Okay. Possibly one winner's side has run far ahead of the other. Who knows? I'm going to find a battle to spectate. Alright. I don't know what's going on with the bracket, but... Alrighty. I don't want to spectate the same people. I'm going to wait for some more people to turn up. I'm expecting another game to get going in a bit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try and update some of these ones. Or do I just drop in on one of these matches? Let's see. Maybe I'll just have a peek at these. Well, oh, I need to plug the streaming computer into power, so I'll do that as well. As we... Alright. Oh, some people are happy. Alright, this sounds like the sort of thing that we should be spectating. Alright, let's see. Is anyone... I believe then that this match is underway. This is winner's bracket, I think. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have a look at this match. I think we might as well watch something rather than not watch something. How about that? So let's jump in. We're partway through the match. We have this time it's going to be Michael versus John. And oh, the wall. Spicy. Let's have a look. So we have Agron, Sinistra, Tyranitar, Archaludon, Dragonite, and Pelipper. And they are partway through probably game one. And, oh, I think one of the other matches also started, so we might not stay here long. I'm gonna, let's see, this game is looking like, yeah, there's a couple of Pokemon, well, one Pokemon already knocked out. We've got the Sideburn on. But I'm just gonna, oh, going for that sunny day, waiting for that Pelipper switch in, presumably. But, ooh, even with the, oh, I guess it's gonna be a Stamina Archaludon, that makes sense. So, it looks like this turn looking a little more favourable here for Michael, even as the Citrus Berry comes up. I think I'm not gonna bother doing HP until things swap out. Let's have a look. Especially since we're partway through a game. Conqueror still living, but is going to take that burn damage. So if this Archaludon holds Protect, it's looking pretty happy. And no White Herb on that Draco Meteor. I might pop out of this match because I'd love to spectate. I'd love to spectate the other matches underway. Let's have a look. Oh. No, they're not underway. Okay. People are just playing ladder and I'm hearing them. Oh, whoops. Hang on. That's not the match that I want. I accidentally joined a queue instead of spectating. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, we'll join this match again. Alright, we're back, we're back. Sorry about that. Indecisiveness. And we have in that meantime seen that Mega Dragonite come out. And Conkeldurr still alive but retreated. And Archaleron's still on the field, so Garganacl in position here. I am pondering whether that Dragonite has had a chance to reset its special attack. I'm going to guess that perhaps not. It's still going to do that now. And we're going to see Pelipper come out to set the rain. So this was what we were seeing in that previous time we were here. That Sunny Day was attempting to come out. Encore is going into Archaladon. And indeed, so we did protect in front of an Encore Prankster user. Okay, it did get the double protect, and Pelipper does get KO'd from that. So we did see that that new change to the Encore mechanics. So when you get Encored, your move that got Encored gets processed at the same priority as how it would normally be, or I guess in this case it wasn't exactly the same priority, but that protect came out first. And Dragonite gets to come back on the field with its special attack reset in weather, so maybe if it has something like Thunder or Hurricane for that stab damage, it's going to be auto hit. But Sableye able to go for a Sunny Day here or something like that, may be able to shut down the 100% accurate moves from the Dragonite. So waiting to see what the players do in this instance. Okay. Alright, so Sandstorm is getting set, but it's instead going to be a Will-O-Wisp coming out. So either maybe a little scared of something like a what's the word I want here? Extreme speed, but and a very lucky Draco Meteor miss there. Extremely lucky. Unfortunately, the burn does not break the multi-scale until after the turn ends, but we're going to see everyone taking a lot of chip from Sandstorm. So, alright. I'm liking the naming schemes on these Pokemon here, so looks like Michael has got all names ending with Shun. We had Condensation, we had Exhalation, we had Jubilation, Exaltation rather. Good naming. I didn't catch what Archaladon was named, but we may yet see it return to the field. And I think that Michael was able to scout out a little bit of what John had at the end of the previous game. So it might have a little more awareness of what tricks he might be able to pull than Nemba had. But out comes that Encore, so we are going to Encore into that Draco Meteor. So a little bit dangerous, but low kick doing a respectable chunk into Garganacl. And that Draco is probably going to secure that KO. So oh no, wow. Garganacl's special defense isn't usually that good, so that's an interesting outcome there. So we're getting that Sandstorm chip, we're getting more Sandstorm chip, we're going to get recovery, and then we're going to see a couple of Salt Cures possibly come out here. So that's quite a bit of... but I don't see what Garganacl does to live this turn, or... This is difficult. I don't think there's... Let's see. Sableye, as far as we've seen from this game and the previous one, we saw it had Encore, Sunny Day, and we'd see one of its other moves, I'm pretty sure. So Sunny Day coming out here just to prevent that chip damage. Of course, that's why the Garganacl lived, because it had the Sandstorm boost. So, I mean, it's not going to get that benefit anymore. And wow, that Draco is not going to be very damaging, and we're seeing no chip damage from the Sandstorm anymore, but still the Salt Cure and the burn damage coming out. So even though it's not a physical attacker, the Dragonite not feeling too happy. So Conkeldurr coming out, it probably doesn't live that health bar. Yeah, so it's going to take Burn Tick, but it's no longer going to take Sandstorm Tick because of the sunny day. Meanwhile, Sableye really doesn't offer much offensive pressure here, so really I think Michael's goal here is to just take out the Conkeldurr. There are heaps of ways to do that. Chip damage will do it over time. We're looking for possibly the Archaladon switch into the other slot. Mach Punch here is going to take out the Archaladon, and Draco Meteor is going to find its mark finally into Sableye. It is going to KO, despite I think that being on -4 already, possibly. So I think let's have a look. Burn. Oh, Conkeldurr does live on 2, and Encore has ended over there. Interesting. So Conkeldurr cannot win the game with a Protect. So I think if Tyranitar has Protect here, this is a pretty easy win here. Just don't die. That's really... Oh. And I don't think there's enough health left on... And it's pretty fast as far as Tyranitar's go, so it outspeeds the Dragonite, so I don't see the Conkeldurr outspeeding it without a Mach Punch, because a well-aimed... Oh! Okay, I think it's just going to be the moral victory for Nikasa here, as any attack from... Well, maybe Dragonite only has an accurate... Oh! What? Dragonite... What? Yeah, it was probably only Hurricane left there, so... I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that's quite an outcome. That's crazy. All right. Looks like there aren't any other matches happening, so I'm going to queue back into this one. Alright. But I would say if you're on Michael's side, that only needs a little bit of tweaking, whereas on John's side, I don't know, that was too close for comfort. Like, in fact, I don't, it really was just the difference between 90% accurate move and obviously Hurricane was probably the other option, maybe a Thunder, so Draco Meteor was the most accurate, but we saw, I think, 3 Draco Meteor misses out of that Dragonite that game. So, Dragonite really not pulling its weight here, even as the Mega. And I guess that also means it's not running Protect, because I think Protect was also an easy win there. So if I had to hazard a guess, Draco Meteor, 1 or 2 other inaccurate moves, maybe a Tailwind. Right, as we go into the next game. Here we go. Out come Gengar and Sableye, so looking to set up maybe that trap again, and we are seeing everybody's favorite guy. It's Aggron. The dual steel leads. Very interesting when there is a Garganacl on this team. And sure, you might have Filter, but Filter does not reduce the damage from Salt Cure. But, you know, otherwise I think Aggron's not unhappy about facing against what has been a bit of a problem for the last couple of games that we've seen that Garganacl doing quite well. So we are going to see this Mega coming out from Gengar. And we are going to see, yes, it's here. It's the wall. It is Mega Aggron. Hitting the field. Let's go. Alright, Gengar, yep. Doesn't want any of this nonsense, but Will-O-Wisp coming out. That's going to reduce any heavy slams, body presses. They're going to come out from that Aggron. So already really lowering the value of that Mega. And Dragon Pulse coming out. We want to just get damage into this pesky Sableye. It has been so annoying. So So we're going to see that Heavy Slam, and I'll note that the Aggron doesn't follow the same naming scheme as the others. We've got Tenacity, and we've got Determined. Oh, I see. Is this a is this a video games? You know the video game I'm talking about. You know the one. Undertale. Is this an Undertale thing? I don't know. I'm too old for that, and I haven't played that series. Perhaps some kids in the chat can let me know. So we did see Sableye make it through that turn, but looking pretty shaky. The steel types are not able to swap at the moment. I'd be interested in maybe whether there's a Snarl or something on the Archaludon. We've seen what Dragon Pulse. I'd expect on a Pelipper team that it's got. Oh, okay. We're just going to Encore the Dragon Pulse. So. And in fact, are we going to Encore Disable? We are going to Encore Disable. So we're not going to see Snarl or anything out of this. We're going to see, after this turn, Struggle. So another Heavy Sam coming out. And that is going to be Sableye knocked out. So no more Encore available anymore. But we... going to see... I don't know. Maybe Garg here? Yeah, Garg. Of course. So with Garganacl hitting the field, we don't have weather control and all that other nonsense from Sableye anymore. But right now we've got two steel types trapped on the field with Garganacl here as well. One of these steel types is going to be struggling. The other might also have its most effective move disabled. So with no Heavy Slam available, you'd have Iron Defense and maybe Body Press. We're going to see that Struggle does at least hit into the Gengar, taking quarter of its health. I almost said 1/4%. Body Press with the burn is actually still going to do respectable damage into this Garganacl. That's actually, more than 1/4. But Salt Cure lands into the Archaludon, so even with the stamina boost, it's going to be taking damage over time. And we're going to see Leptis come out, and I wouldn't be surprised if perhaps a little more in the way of... Soul Cure coming out again. Or maybe even Body Press. Like Body Press into Filter, maybe that's still a good chunk, but things a little bit difficult here with options extremely limited for Michael. We're going to see whether he can... well, I mean, like, you have so few buttons to click. Maybe you try and bulk your defenses, but your special defense is still of questionable value. So we're going to knock out this Archaludon here. It also doesn't have great special defense. Body Press is going to come out. I wonder whether maybe we see Recover here or something. Or is it just going to be damage over time? It's, oh, yep, Salt Cure into the Aggron. So Garganacl getting itself back up a little bit, and Salt Cure starting to do the work. Alright, we're seeing Pelipper hit the field, so the weather control for this game is going to be in the form of rain. And I mean, there could still be sand in the back as well, but for now, that's what we've got. Pelipper positioned pretty well into Garganacl here. It's not going to want to take the super effective rain moves that it has available to it, water moves, boosted by rain. And yeah, it's going to have to think a bit before it does anything. As far as we've seen, this Garganacl doesn't have Protect, because maybe Protect and then disabling whatever water move might have threatened it would be a great play, but we are going to see it leave. Yep, it doesn't want to be here. Out comes Conkeldurr. I don't think Conkeldurr is going to take a water move super well either, but Sludge Bomb, oh my goodness, it's taking it all the way down to Sash. So, if the Conkeldurr lives here, oh my goodness, Sash, what is going on? Is this more hacks than David gets? Weather Ball in this instance coming out into the Gengar, getting that KO, also a crit. Yeah, maybe just thinking that the Garg is so threatened that something else would come out. Body Press doing a lot, Body Press doing a lot less into the Conqueror than it would do into the Garganacle, and we see that burn and the Salt Cure tick again. So we're going to see last... I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see Sinistra here or something. If you've brought Aggron, you might want to... in which case... Yeah, this looks like it's going to be... Yep, Sinistra. Yep. We do call these things sometimes. And we're... I think this is a really interesting situation for Garganacle because it doesn't want to take a Machagotcha, but it also has Wide Guard. So, meanwhile, Conqueror, I don't think is in a great position to do a lot of damage against the Sinistra either. It might have a coverage move, maybe knockoff, maybe... I'm going to see, is there a protect here? We're seeing a Wide Guard, so we are scared of maybe a Machagotcha or an Earthquake. And in fact, Machagotcha does come out, so whiffs. So are we going to see a Drain Punch or something from Conqueror here? Iron Defense. Ooh. Okay, even though we're only on a little bit of health, we are going to make the most of it. So out comes the Drain Punch, and it does nothing. Filter plus Iron Defense. But Conqueror does appreciate the health that Aggron has to hand over. So, and meanwhile, we haven't seen a way for Aggron to recover its health, so it would be whether the Sinistra is able to provide that support. Heavy Slam is no longer disabled, but I'm not sure it does the most damage into the Pokemon on the other end. And with the Iron Defense boost, maybe Body Press is just the way to go. It's hard to say. So Garganacle probably a little threatened here, or like more threatened than it has been in the whole time that we've seen it on stream. And we will... I think this turn is actually an interesting one to navigate. A crit will swing this. I reckon Sinistra has a lot of potential tricks it could pull out, like a Strength Sap or something would be really impactful here. Well, I mean, like, okay, it's not like Conqueror's doing that much damage, and Rage Powder as well, of course. Great move to have here as Body Press comes out into Conqueror. I think that's going to do a lot more than last time we saw it hit into that slot, and Drain Punch whiffing into that Rage Powder. So we might, in this instance, possibly get a chance to see what the coverage move on Sinistra is. This Aggron will go down in the next turn if all of that tick damage is allowed to come out. So maybe Sinistra, if it has a recovery move, now is the time to press it. But it's just going to be keeping that Aggron on life support. Alright, Protect coming out from Conqueror. It doesn't want to show. Yes, and we do in fact see Life Dew. So I'm wondering, the Garg has not attacked this turn, if it's going to get a chance to attack. So are we going to get a little bit of, are we going to start the chip damage into Sinistra? We are. So Salt Cure into Sinistra starts that going, but maybe... Oh, yep, okay. Fun. All right. So with Sinistra's in a difficult position here because I don't think it doesn't keep Aggron alive unless it, you know, like it has to do so much here. It needs to keep Aggron alive through recovery, and it needs to keep Aggron alive through redirection. And without redirection, it's also... Oh, Conqueror getting knocked out here, so that's looking a little more positive. Because... Okay, Body Press coming out here. Okay, this is actually really difficult now for Garganacl. Sinistra can keep Aggron alive, and it also threatens super effective Machagotchas. So both of these things make it quite difficult for Garganacl. And as far as we've seen, Garganacl does not have a way to really damage Sinistra. Sinistra could just press life to you for the rest of the game and stay alive. Because that Salt Cure damage is not going to do enough. We've seen Body Press, we've seen Wide Guard, and we've seen it recover, so we know all 4 moves of this Garganacl. So Life Dew is just going to keep coming out. And it is just going to be these bulky, one a rock type and one no longer a rock type. Let's have a look. Is it going to be attack or is it going to be... We do need to get that health back up from both sides, so... Even if we go to time here, it is going to be Nykel's game, so... what is Life Dew's PP in Champions? Does anyone know? I'm going to Google this. Let me see. What is Life Dew's PP? Okay, it's a 10 PP move. Does that mean in Champions it's 12 max? Question mark? I don't think Garg can live that long. And I think if you weave in Machagotcha at the right point, that is just Garg taken out in one turn, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe you don't want to risk the miss on the Machagotcha. This is pretty solid either way. I think the body press is doing more than 50%. If you find your way to do another iron defense in there somewhere, then you might... yep, Garg's just going to sit there and recover. So we are sitting here. We are not beating the allegations of a certain player playstyle here. But I think Michael's win feels inevitable, but John just looking for some kind of slip up here, or maybe just, you know, wanting to put his opponent through a little bit of extra torture as we wait for this to resolve. I mean, the other win con is chess clock timer, but no, here comes the Machagotcha. So we see that come out. Yep, see that easily enough. And Sinistra is sitting pretty here. That calc is also really important to know for Michael. And yeah, Michael's just saying in the background, he was waiting for the moment that he knew it would not be a certain loss if he went for it, and potentially even missed. So that's going to be game 2 as we go 1-1. And my secret is I know what the coverage move on the Conkeldurr is, but Michael does not. Oh, is that 2-1? Oh, 1-1. Okay, no, okay. I'm waiting for them to queue up again. Okay, okay, they're here, they're here. The lobbies. Calc? Calc? As in calculate? As in, what did I say? Oh, yes, yes, calc. As in, like, what is the calculation for this move? How much damage will it do? Yes, it is short for something. Yes. And we did, in fact... Oh, I'm going to update this. This is Agronite, as we would expect. And we're about to head into Game 3. Alright, so the Mega Aggron play did work that time, and Sinistra was extremely impactful. We are seeing for the first time Gardevoir hit the field, as we see both of the potential Megas come out from Michael's side. So, tracing multi-scale, delightful. We like that. Filter might also have been... oh wait, it was not Filter yet. So, Sturdy, maybe. But in this case, multi-scale I think is the more useful trace. As, yeah, we'll see what this Gardevoir can do. Alright, we're going to see that first Mega come out. Question is whether we will see another to follow, which of the Pokemon might follow up with their own Mega on Michael's side. We are going to see Dragonite Mega, so I'm going to keep Sturdy over on Aggron. And Shadow Ball comes out, is going to break the multi-scale. And lower the... Wow, that's the Gardevoir. Wow, the 1-2 punch with the Gardevoir. That might just knock out the Mega right on the spot there. So... Oh, whoops. That's not the right slot. So that is Dragonite taken off the field. As the Heavy Slam comes in, even through multi-scale, that is going to take the Gardevoir down to red zone. So... actually, I mean, that multi-scale was pretty dang impactful there. As we see Drizzle, the rain come up, and we do know that this Pelipper is holding the focus sash, so if we want to knock it out this turn, it's going to have to be double targeted. So we're seeing the speedier Pokemon face off against the not as fast ones. That Protect coming out is not going to protect Pelipper, as that Moonblast does almost enough to KO it. And we're going to see Weather Ball coming out. We did know that last time it crit into... oh, the Heavy Slam into the Gengar, maybe predicting a Protect from Gardevoir. And Moonblast again does take out the Pelipper. And it's going to be a forfeit. So, I think, yeah. So, Michael realized, well, just explaining that he had brought both the Megas and didn't really feel great about that in retrospect, so... okay, I'm gonna wait and see what's going on with the other matches. Looks like we might be waiting for some stuff. Would you like to ramble into the microphone instead of rambling? Yeah, let's go, let's go. Alright. No, I've got a single, well, somewhere in this bag I got another microphone, but I wasn't sure with all the noise in the room whether that was the way to go. So I'm going to ask Michael to provide his thoughts on that match after that, because we were having some heated discussion over on the other side of the room. So handing it over.
Oh, that was a good set. I did kind of just brain fart at team selection on the third match and completely forget that I was immediately bringing both of my Megas into that one. So I went to Mega Evolve Dragonite, and it's like, oh, right. Yeah. I was really happy with my play for the first two games of that one. Yeah, that was a shame how the rest of that one turned out, but it's a game with random number rolls. Sometimes you miss 3 Draco Meteors. It happens. The game 2 play, I was very happy with how that one went. Played around the threats and read intentions very well. And then just lost my focus on game 3 for that one, so it happens.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely a set that could have gone either way. Thank you for your insights there. Yeah, like it was fun watching. It was very fun watching, and I did get to throw some shade at David for the hacks that you got, John. So, yep, fun had all around. All right. Someone hand me the paper bracket so that I know where we're up to. Have we been holding back matches? Because I haven't been seeing losers happening. Or have people just been forfeiting and losers? Have people just been forfeiting instead of playing losers? Okay. Because I was like, I'd like to watch some matches, but yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. So following winners back, I want to see some. Let's have a look. How about I'm gonna go to losers bracket, and you guys can either wait or yeah. So I'm gonna jump to the losers bracket, and we are gonna spectate the TO versus Michael, who we just saw. And depends on how late you all want to stay here. If you want to play, then play. But so I'm gonna set us up for our next match. Let's have a look. I do not know the teams until they appear. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, no, it is Michael versus Nemba, possibly. Let's find out if I go in this lobby what happens. Okay. This is going to be losers round 3, I think. Yes. No, wait. I'm pretty sure that... Oh, well, okay. Maybe Nick just forfeited. So... I see a lobby, so that's where we're headed. And the game is starting. Alright, here we go. We have the Basket Legion and Melodic Adelaide versus the Agron and Tyranitar this time. So, oh, hang on. I think they're not playing the match that I think they didn't. Yeah, they did the wrong matchup. I thought this was not yet due to happen. Okay, we're gonna see the TO Nick versus Michael instead, but perhaps some information is in the in back pocket for what happens and up next. So I'm going to let's have a look. Yeah. No. Alright, it was the wrong lobby. That's what I thought. I'm looking at this thinking, do I not know how to read brackets anymore? Or did Nick just auto forfeit? So, anyway, I know where we are now. Okay, excellent. I believe we are going to see Michael play Nick. Yes. That was not the game that happened. Yes. Yeah, okay. We are back on track. We will see what happens. Oops. Alrighty. Alright, the game is getting queued up. Okay. I'm gonna find out what the Pokemon are for us all. Let us find out. What do we got? Oh, okay. I did hear conversation about It's an all ice team. Okay, it's not just Blizzard. It's just all ice. Um, um, I need to remember the names of these things. As someone who puts no names in my overlays, I am being punished by, these are actually not even obscure Pokemon, but I'm trying to talk at the same time as fill information in, and apparently that's hard. This is why we need a bigger production team. Ha ha ha. Alright, here we go. I got a team. I apparently don't have... Why do I not have a graphic for Weavile? Do I not have... I'm not here testing every image in the folder. Apparently I'm just missing a picture for Weavile. Okay, I'll find out what the deal about that is. Alright, we're heading into the game. Oops, I haven't cleared the health bars either. Alright, here we go. This is losers round 2, not round 3 that we had almost jumped ahead to. And we do see, oh gee, there's ice types on the field and there's rock types on the field. We have ourselves a classic weather war where Tyranitar is set up to win it if it wants to Mega here. But I don't know if this Tyranitar is Mega. There's already 2 Megas on this team. Does this Tyranitar have the ability to Mega Evolve in front of the Frostlass? So, let's have a look. So Frostlass goes for that Mega. We're going to see it do that first. Okay. We are going to see it's going to be Aggron going for that Mega Evolution instead. So no more Sandstorm and no retreat from the Tyranitar in order to reset weather expeditiously. So we are going to see Shadow Ball comes out into, and like, you know, not only does it lose its rock typing, it also loses its, wow. Okay, a lot is going on here. Heavy Slam comes out. Frostlass is gone. Look, I don't know who's happier about all of that. Mamoswine hits the field. We love Mamoswine. Mamoswine's a good lad. Mamoswine holds priority. It could go for a spread move. It could, yeah, I mean... so we're going to see the Sinistra come out and bring quite a bit of health back. Brick Break also whiffing into that slot, so great switch. High horsepower here, Filter doing, again, great work. We're continually seeing the defensive prowess of this, and Body Press going to come out, be super effective into that Mamoswine. It's going to take it down into the orange. So, pretty solid position here for Michael, as we do see this full ice team consider its options into, I think, like, you know, Machagotcha is not a bad click here. Knockoff, there we go, is not going to do enough into the big defense from Sinistra. And, yep, we do see that Machagotcha come out. I wouldn't be surprised if Mamoswine goes down here, yes. And quite a bit of damage into that Weavile, as Sinistra gets to recover as well. Oops. And Ninetale's coming out. We didn't really need that weather control again. We are going to lose the weather war here. And, I mean, we click Blizzard here, maybe we get some freezes, but maybe we don't get some freezes because we missed, because the Sandstorm control comes back. So, we're gonna see how this resolves itself. As, I mean, maybe you just press Aurora... Well, no, maybe you don't, because there's still that Tyranitar lurking around in the back. And, I mean, for all you know, there's also Rain in there too. Okay, Rage Powder here, so we're not going to reset the weather yet. And we're just gonna... So out comes that Brick Break. It's drawn away again. We did indeed click Blizzard, so covering for that. And it is going to be a double KO. So at least Ninetales able to get that fully accurate Blizzard now, if not later, as we're going to see what is in the back. Alright, here's Tyranitar again, as we expected. It is going to be resetting that weather. And we're going to see the last one is going to be our Chaladon. So, I mean, Moonblast here is actually pretty threatening. I just realised I could make the window smaller to solve half of my problems I've been having. So, Rock Slide coming out does knock out that Weavile. I think we've been seeing that Tyranitar move very quickly. Like, it just outsped a Ninetales. I'm pretty sure we have a Scarf on our hands. And we do get a little bit of information revealed here as Ninetales is going to get knocked out. So that is going to be game 1 going over to Michael. And, I mean, there are clear handicaps at play here with... Oh, look, the Weavile graphic came back. Okay, I had the Weavile graphic, the overlays just didn't load it. So we've got it this time. We're good. Man, that is such a big defense start, isn't it? Big chunky boy. Interesting stuff we learned from that game. Look, we're confirmed, like, it was very unlikely that the Tyranitar was trained to be faster than Dragonite in the last set without Choice Scarf, but I think we've pretty much confirmed it here. If you're outspeeding a Ninetales, I think that says all we need to know. And... Oh, I need to queue in. I forget, I can't just sit here passively. So let us spectate as they get their team picks done. Alrighty, we're back. So, I mean, I wonder what the item is on the Vanillux. It's not a super slow Pokemon. Sometimes you see a Scarf on it or something. I don't know. The weather game was not as cagey as I had expected it to be. I'd expected maybe a little bit more back and forth on the weather, but no, instead, it pretty much just played out pretty straightforwardly. So we're going to see the same leads from Nick here. And it's going to be, this time, Aggron and Archaladon. Alright. So, again, we're going to see Mega Frostlass. We don't see the switch in from Tyranitar this time, trying to do anything sneaky. If it's here, it's in the back. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Pelipper, because we've got Archaladon this time, as we do see Aggron pull out its Mega Evolution. So we're going to get that Protect, not wanting to take maybe a Moonblast, Shadow Ball, all of those things we do. Okay, we're just going to go that double Protect in the Fake Out turn. And so Fake Out does come out. Now, do we see Aurora Veil? Do we go for a cheeky little Aurora Veil? No, it's just Blizzard. We're too scared of potentially... well, no, actually I think that was a pretty safe turn to click Aurora Veil, to be honest. If we have it, maybe we don't. As we go into the next turn. Alright, Blizzard is going to come out, so we're not scared of Sandstorm this time, doing excellent damage into our Chaladon. And activating its... oh, and Brick Break this time does find its mark into the Aggron, but again, Filter, great stuff, and we're seeing that Focus Sash come out on the Weavile. And Heavy Slam, which we last time saw did knock out the Frostlass, does again knock out the Frostlass. So we're seeing that play out again. And yeah, with no Aurora Veil on the field or anything, the Blizzard damage was not bad. But yeah, that's the question. Do we press Blizzard again here? Maybe you just hit it even through Sandstorm. But yeah, the Sandstorm boost for a Tyranitar, it would be pretty happy. Switching in on a Blizzard. And we are going to see that our Chaladon retreat. And the question is, yes, it is going to be Tyranitar. So hitting the field here. And overriding the weather. So Brick Break comes out, not reading into a Tyranitar, just getting extra damage into this. Because if Blizzard double hits, it may well... Oh no, it's not going to get a KO. This is doing nothing. We do not have the massive special attack stat available to... Okay, we're going to see Ninetales with the berry. It's gone. It's gone. The berry is not helping. That's going to be a KO into that slot. As Ninetales is taken off the field. Weavile also taken out by Sandstorm. So excellent switch bringing in Tyranitar here. Even if it didn't stop the damage from the Blizzard, it's done so much. And Mammothswine now left on its own. I mean, it can hit Earthquake now pretty happily into this whole dang team. So that is one upside for this Mammothswine. I mean, there's a good chance of a Flying type or a Sinistra being the last. So, not into the whole dang team, but everything we've seen so far isn't going to love an Earthquake. Even through Filter, I expect that Aggron would go down here. So, let's have a look. It may be Sinistra. Yep, there we go. So, Sinistra is going to be here to maybe allow the Aggron to live. So, in fact, it's going to protect. So, do we put an ice move into... Nope. So high horsepower. So pretty good call there with the high horsepower, but protect covering for that. So, I mean, now you maybe do want to hit Earthquake, but Machagotcha is going to be quite uncomfortable in return. So let's have a look. So Rage Powder coming out. We do see that. And it's going to be a knockoff, doing solid damage into that slot. So no berry, as the body press comes out and was going to just one hit KO that Mammothswine. So we are seeing that's going to be a clean 2-0 for Michael here. And we are going to get the matchup that almost happened just earlier. We are going to see Nemba versus Michael as our next match. Let me see if I can get some matchups on the field. What have we had from the losers bracket? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Alright, so we are... Let me see if I can get this. This is not it. What do I want? I want to show the matchups from the losers bracket. But I don't think I'm going to fit them all, if I'm honest. Well, maybe I am. Okay. I don't have everyone's teams, but... so next in the losers bracket is going to be Michael versus Nemba. I believe. There we go. Okay, we're almost fitting it all in. Let's have a look. I gotta join this. Spectate. Oh, I don't have display names on for everyone. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, and we are getting underway for Nemba versus Michael. Alright. And we are seeing that double steal lead from Michael. I kind of wish I could swap things around. That's fun. Alright, here we go. Agon goes to that Mega Evolution. So, feeling a lot more confident in front of Basculegion here. Protect's going to come out. No pesky icy winds or fun stuff here. We're just going to see what Nemba might want to lock into. So, flip turn. And we are suspecting that this is a possibly a Scarf Basculegion, so we're going to be stuck in flip turn. And okay, here we go. So in comes the Pelipper, setting up the drizzle for the Archelleron. Maybe looking to get a nice chunky hit into Melodic at the same time as also also taking very little from the flip turn. And we're going to control the weather here, so excellent play here from Nemba, trapping the Archelleron in to Electroshock. So getting to see what the switch was, what the likely lock was going to be before. Okay, and then and Sandstorm doing excellent chip into that Pelipper as well. So things looking a little bit difficult here for Michael. Out goes the Pelipper. Aggron returning to the field. So, and wait, what? Oh wait, this is Nemba's team. That's fine. Okay, the Aggron here can be Mega. I got the Aggron. Sorry, the Tyranitar can be here because I got it confused with the Scarf Tyranitar on Michael's team. But out comes Rock Slide. Electroshock is gonna tickle this in Sandstorm. Okay, I take that back. Electroshock is not going to tickle this in Sandstorm. I mean, that critical hit is quite impactful too, but Archelleron getting some sturdy boosts here, getting it some stamina boosts here rather, starting to get up on the board. Interesting situation here where maybe Pelipper can come back in from the back. There isn't a counter weather option anymore on Nemba's side. Potentially the Mega was a little, well, yeah. Yeah, because Pelipper only left last turn, right? So maybe holding Mega another turn might have been useful. This Sandvale Garchomp comes out. And Pelipper's coming back in. Potentially that Garchomp is going to take this Electro Shot. But with how much damage was done into into Trenta last time. Like, Electro Shot into that slot is not terrible. So let's have a look. It is going to get the boost, but where is it going to direct it? It is going to make contact. So Trenta, without the Sand Storm to boost its special defense, it is going to go down here. And more importantly, the weather control is now firmly in Michael's court. I said Basculegion returns. It's going to have its choice of targets here. I think the Archelodon has 1 or 2 sturdy boosts. I have not been tracking stat boosts. That is a thing that I should have been doing, huh? Let's have a look. I haven't had to think about it until now. So it's a single sturdy boost for Archelodon. There we go. And 2 electro shots. There we go. Okay. Now we all know. Wide Guard coming out. Excellent tech on Pelipper. Love it. That's going to block any earthquakes or rock slides that we might have seen. Last Respects is going to hit into this sturdy boosted Archelodon. It's going to do a significant chunk of damage, but it's going to give it another sturdy boost. So Wide Guard effective here in blocking the rock slide, I presume that was. I didn't quite catch it. And Electro Shot here is going to come out, and I'm assuming that can only go into Basculegion's slot. Yep. Boom. Goodbye, Basculegion. And we know that the melodic coming out as well. I mean, a Scold or no, let me think. Ice Beam, maybe. The Archelodon possibly doesn't have quite enough sturdy boost to take. Oh, like a Stomping Tantrum. Bit hard to say here. Aggron might be an okay switch. And we haven't yet seen the fourth, so maybe at some point a Sinistra to boost up the Archelodon would be great. Tailwind would be really nice here too, but instead it's going to be the Pelipper is going to get knocked out. So, but if that Outrage had possibly hit into the other slot, then yep, okay, interesting. A slower turn here. That Melodic, what is it expecting to survive an Electro Shot at +3? I am uncertain. Rage Powder here could redirect away the unpredictable Outrage. So no, we don't even need a Rage Powder to redirect the Outrage. It is just going to hit into Sinistra, and that's going to go down and get its Citrus Berry pretty much perfectly. And Electro Shot is going to come out before the Melodic can even move, and I believe this is a +4. Is it a Focus Sash Melodic? I don't think there's any point in hitting Recover. You'd rather get damage on the board here, I think, and it is going to be a knockout into that slot, as we have the lone Garchomp facing against a +4 Archelodon, maybe seeking a burn here, just getting good damage regardless. That is excellent damage and excellent recovery for this Sinistra. I don't think there's really a path to victory here for Nemba as she contemplates what to click. Maybe a crit. Crit Earthquake on the... Okay, Rage Powder, yeah, so crit Earthquake on the Archelodon might be something to do here. Garchomp is still confused, but it does go for that Earthquake. So ignoring that. And hey, I mean, it's respectable damage into Archelodon, but it is going to activate another stamina boost. Dragon Pulse coming out. This should be a KO. And that's going to be game 1 to Michael. So, interesting stuff there. I think there was again, the weather war we've not been as coy with it as I had expected. I'm going to need to get back in this lobby. I got got booted out of the lobby. You got a lobby code for me? What? Sorry? I'm not gonna... But, what was the last one? Alright, let's see if this works. Let me in. Yes. Okay, this is gonna work. Okay, yep. I'm coming into the match. Second game. Okay, cool. Excellent, thank you. I'm going for that second battle. Sounds like they're still in the select, so we're good. Although... Excellent, okay. We're back in. Alrighty. Oh, what? Oh no, it's not Clefable. It's a Clefable. Okay. We're in game 2. Okay, it's Agron and Archalodon again? And this time we're going to see, as the redirector, it's going to be Clefable. Interesting here. The Clefable... I would suspect on this team comp maybe an unaware... Oh, sorry. Not unaware, so maybe not ignoring the boost from Archalodon, because I could see an argument for Magic Guard being on a sand team, but it's hard to say for sure. So Clefable, they're baiting out a potential steel type move, as we see Garchomp hit the field again. Electroshot is gonna probably go into Melodic, but it is going to be a 2-turn Electroshot. So we're hoping that we targeted this as we wanted. As Scald comes out, we don't find a burn, and that Heavy Slam goes into Garchomp, doing respectable damage. Alright, it's just going to be a bare Earthquake. Earthquake's great into both of these opposing Pokemon. And the Electroshot is going to complete, and it is going to go into Melodic. And we're going to see, with that extra chip damage, whether or not it would have survived a +1 Electroshot to be able to get a recover off. It doesn't get the +1 with... oh yes, and I should be also recording what we've got here. So we got Defense +2 over on that Aggron. We've got Defense boosted and Special Attack boosted, which I'll confirm in a second as the Sandstorm hits the field. But, I mean... Oh, I guess this could be a Mega Trantar, so it could control the weather by Megaing. So, an interesting turn coming up for the players here. Yeah, Archalodon leaves. And is it going to be... It's going to be Sinister just to boost up. So we're going to clear those boosts from Archalodon. And Sinister... we're not going to fall for that Mega opportunity here from the Trantar this time. As it, you know, reactivates Sandstorm. Sandstorm is just going to stay. And Garchomp's just going to protect here on the field. Just stalling things out a bit as... we'll look for that low kick. It whiffs into Sinister. So great switch from Michael here. Body press coming out. That's going to do so much damage. And now we don't have to worry about weather anymore at all. Clefable is going to be able to redirect. This is not a... nothing on the team has Stalwart. We've seen that the... Oh, hang on. And it is going to be a forfeit. I think that is going to be Michael's game. So we're going to move over shortly to the... I'm going to update this matchup. I think we're going to move over shortly to winners finals. So... okay. So we're going to go... So we've got winners finals is going to be up first. Is going to be... Ramiel versus John. Winners final time. So hang on, let me put this like this. So we got so then we'll have Michael versus 2Big Bird, and then we got 2Big Bird versus 2Big Bird. Okay, that's what we got for our matchups. So I think these players are in their game, so let's hop in. Alright, I'm getting a peek at this Pokemon. Ooh, I like this team. Very interesting. Alright, I have... let's have a look. I have the team for... Ramiel. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, so we're looking at... There's a couple of potential Megas on this team. Frossa seems pretty likely, but nothing confirmed yet. Whereas we have on the other team, we've only confirmed a Mega Gengar on John's team so far. So that's what we're looking at as we get ready for winners finals. Oh, did someone say tea? Did someone say tea? I'd love some tea. Oh, that's fancy looking. Cups, yes. No, I've been streaming. Yeah. Oh no, I haven't been playing. Oh, did I just knock? Okay, we're good. I knocked the stream machine, but we're fine. Okay, players are going down to 1 second left, and now it has stalled, and I wonder whether I'm still in this lobby. What do we think, folks? Oh no, okay, we're good. Just sitting on 1 second for just a bit too long for my comfort. So this is going to be winners finals. And we are going to see, it's going to be Gengar and Sableye in the field. And it's going to be Aerodactyl plus... Oh, the speed control goes wild here. But I think there's some options we have seen from both teams. Oh, well, this is our first time seeing Ramiel's team in action, but this is an interesting turn. So we are going to see Gengar. The speed interaction between the Gengar and the Frostlass is going to be interesting, because I think Mega Frostlass has a higher base speed. Or... maybe not higher base speed, but is the Gengar fully invested, I guess, is the question. Let's see. I guess Aerodactyl speed... Oh no, base Aerodactyl speed ties with Gengar, I think, as well. So Sunny Day comes out. It's going to reduce the... Oh, and it's only going to be a Rock Slide. So we haven't given away the speed information yet here. And Aurora Veil is going to fail, and you've pressing a vulnerable move in front of a potential Prankster. The nice thing here is that you're a Ghost type. So interesting questions here for Ramiel to consider here. It may be time to just remove Frostlass from the field. But I think speed control here is also the question as Garchomp comes out. And, oh, it's going to be Encore into Rock Slide, so we don't want that speed control. So we're just going to see that Rock Slide again, and is it going to be a Disable? Crits into that Sableye, and Unnerve means that we have seen a Berry on Sableye before, but we have not going to see it eat that berry. because of so I'm just going to do some updates over here with the state of play. Okay, it's going to be a protect from the Gengar, just staying safe again. Will-O-Wisp is going to come out and lower the damage potential from the Garchomp. And we do see Stomping Tantrum is going to whiff into Gengar. So Stomping Tantrum is not going to get a boost from that because it did activate the animation on the Protect. That is the mnemonic that I like to use. Sableye living through that Rock Slide. Sableye is going to want to do something about this Aerodactyl. The problem about Shadow tagging it in is that it's not leaving, which means that you're not getting your Citrus Berry activated. So, I mean, maybe Sableye leaves and it can chomp it later once the Aerodactyl's dealt with, but okay, we're going to withdraw Gengar instead. We're going to bring out that Conkeldurr and, oh, I wonder whether we're going to see a sneaky... No, it's not going to be a side target. It's going to be Garganacl. Okay. So we've seen all 4 Pokemon now for Nikosar. That Stomping Tantrum coming out into Conkeldurr. Good slot selection as that Rock Slide comes out. And I'm going to see a few things resolve here. Aerodactyl's Encore ends, which Garg's not too happy about. It might have liked to have a reliable button to click here, but this Aerodactyl now is pretty free, maybe to go for that Tailwind that could have been useful earlier when Frostlass and Gengar were eyeing each other off. It's also thinking about, I think it's okay in this position. Like, if it's holding a Sash, then it can probably take whatever this Conkeldurr has for it. So Conkeldurr going for that Protect. And Garganacl is going to receive a Stomping Tantrum. Takes that very happily. And it is going to be that Tailwind. So I think at this point, John's going to want to be stalling out the Tailwind turns. You don't really want Frostlass to hit the field quite yet. But, I mean, there's also nothing preventing these Pokemon from just hard switching. So, like, yeah, they can do what they want. Garchomp, rather, is going to tick down solidly after that turn. And the Aerodactyl remains unchallenged in this position. So you want to be taking KOs, but you don't want to be taking them too fast. I mean, Garg and Conkeldurr don't care that the Tailwind is up right now. They are slow enough that they were moving second anyway, but... okay, Mach Punch comes out, does less than 50%. Stomping Tantrum into Garg. And Dual Wing Beat is going to solidly KO that Conkeldurr. So, Salt Cure now coming out into Aerodactyl would have made another Mach Punch very nice. But I think the nice thing here is that actually maybe 2 turns of Salt Cure tick. Does that KO? How many turns can... Oh, Garchomp is going to faint here, which... Yeah, this makes it quite difficult for the Garchomp... for the Gengar. I'm curious to track... Oh no, okay. Salt Cure does less than it used to. So where it used to do an 8th by default, it now does a 16th. So that Aerodactyl is able to sit there okay. I think I have covered up the part of the screen that tells me how long field effects last for. Sneasler hits the field. Fascinating. I think a burn into that Aerodactyl would have been pretty impactful early on in the game. But we are now seeing... we have now seen all 4 Pokemon from both teams. And I think some... Yeah, okay, Tailwind. There's 2 turns left of Tailwind, so this is pretty icky here. Sableye is going to come out, but without any way of activating... of removing Unnerve. It's not going to get to eat its berry. Dual Wing Beat is going to go into that protect, but what does Gengar do next turn when it is... Ah, okay, so we can Encore here. We could Encore a Close Combat. That is an option. And Dual Wing Beat is a bit... a burn into Aerodactyl could be impactful because then it would prevent it from setting up Tailwind next turn. It is impossible for this Sneasler to activate Unburden with Close Combat, so hopefully we don't drop its defense or anything with some other kind of effect. This is actually an interesting turn. So neither of these Pokemon are able to switch right now with Mega Gengar on the field. The Will-O-Wisp is going to go into the Aerodactyl. We're hoping to be able to survive what it is able to bring out. And maybe a cheeky Disable could also be useful here. Okay, Sableye avoids. So actually that's pretty big if Sableye is able to avoid that, because if it's able to get out of this turn unscathed, it's not able to get out of the turn unscathed, but it could have gotten to Eater's Berry, but that's fine. Sableye is off the field, and so is Aerodactyl, and a flinch, but I don't think that could be impactful, but we will see. The important bit here is that Tailwind's petered out, and we don't have Unburden activated, but I think it's still an interesting situation here. So does Garganacl does okay into this. Blizzard is unpleasant. If the Frostlass has Protect, this gets awkward too. Gengar is on a lot less than that much health. Okay, Shadow Ball comes out first, and that is going to be a one-hit KO into that Frostlass. So we may have an answer to the speed situation there. Close Combat's going to come out into Garg. It might be able to take this, but it does activate Unburden for Sneasler. But the thing is, Sneasler only has... well, let's see whether it does, in fact, activate Unburden. Let's have a look. Yes, White Herb comes on board. So it's going to be 1v1, a Gengar versus Sneasler here. And I think we're just going to be rolling Diaclaw, right? Oh, unless we have Throat Chop. Throat Chop could be a big thing here. Gengar's just going to scope that out. Yeah, wouldn't mind getting maybe a cheeky Disable into a Diaclaw. Is that something that it could go for here? What is the win con here for Ramiel? I mean, just crit some... well, I mean, just get Diaclaws, right? Yep. Here we go. So there's Diaclaw. And a Sleep. Sleep or something would be excellent here. Paralysis is also nice. But nope, Disable's going to come out. It's going to prevent that particular move from coming out again. So Sneasler might want to... I mean, if it's holding Protect, it might want to protect... it obviously... or, like, it obviously doesn't have a Dark-type move. Here comes Protect. I think Protect last turn and then a failed Protect could have been interesting to take the Disable, right? If you just keep Protect and then you just go your Diaclaw while your Disable's disabled. Is that a thing? Is that a line? I don't know. Is that a line? Someone think about that, because I'm just gonna blissfully follow along with this. So, yep. Doesn't even go for that double protect. We are going to see the Shadow Ball damage come out here, doing a solid 2-hit KO and lowering the special defense. So I don't think this one's winnable anymore. I think... I mean, you can press protect again, but then what is that? It just gives you a little more time to think. I guess... once the Disable runs out, you can go for another Diaclaw. Yep, so yeah, you try double protect here, I guess. Yeah, I think, yes, okay. We're getting a double protect, so that's what you need. And then you're going to need a good Diaclaw roll on the next. A crit or a status effect is going to do it, I think. So we're just going to let this one play out because I think now it can go either way. So out comes that Diaclaw. We're looking for some kind of status. Nothing. So Gengar is able to land this Shadow Ball. And that's going to be game one on the very narrow margins there. So we are headed into game two shortly. Alright, game's preparing. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright. I think both players played that one pretty well. From... Okay. Yes, so from my position here, I have no advice to offer these players. I'm just along for the ride. We are gonna see. I don't know. I think that Aerodactyl needs a little more respect paid towards it. I think stalling out the Tailwind worked out perfectly that game, but it would be nice to get it stuck in there with weaker rock slides or something. Or catching it in there to encore it into the Tailwind. So it had to... I think there was a more higher priority target that turn, so it managed to escape being encored into Tailwind. Oh no, it was it had something else done first, but yeah, we're going to see the same leads here. It's going to be Garchomp and Aerodactyl this time. So, let's see how this iteration goes for the players. Okay. There was someone got a brew tea. I want tea. Oh, I see people with cups. Okay, Garganacl hits the field for turn one. And we're going to see a Will-O-Wisp come out into Garchomp. So, a little bit different this time. Stomping Tantrum coming out, but it's going to be depowered. So even though it's super effective hit, it's only going to do a little bit of damage into Garg. And Rock Slide now coming out. We'd love to encore that if possible. And, or I mean, like, honestly, we expect this thing to be holding a sash or something. A burn would be great. Because then you can hold off your encore to maybe on the Tailwind. So, interesting state here. Okay, Frostless is going to hit the field now. It's not as threatened by the potential of... And, okay, Will-O-Wisp does indeed come into Aerodactyl this time. So, I think that's the way to go. We're unlikely to trap it in. I think it's not going to get stuck encored here. Salt Cure into the slot is going to additionally do some great damage. So that's a 2-hit KO with Salt Cure damage. So... would have also been pretty great to see that into Frostlass's slot. That would be pretty cool. But actually, I think Nico's in a pretty solid position here. This is quite a nice rotation for both players, but I think it's in John's favour here as, yeah, there is the potential to just press Sunny Day following this Mega Evolution. So we're going to see whether he goes for that or whether he might try to encore the Tailwind, because the Aerodactyl has chosen to stay in, so Sunny Day is going to come out. We're going to see that trick again. And I think this time Frostlass might just go for something offensive. Dual Wing Beat doing very little after the burn, and it would have activated the berry if Sableye could eat it. Thunderbolt also coming out, so Sableye is down for the count. It was public enemy number 1. Salt Cure now into Frostlass's slot is also a 2-hit KO after Salt Cure damage. Even though you would expect an Ice type to take extra damage from this, but it doesn't. But it's going to take a little bit. Oh, there is tea. I would love some tea. Are you able to bring some to me? Oh, I don't care about expiry dates. You know me. You know the things that I've eaten in my time. Gengar comes out. It's not yet Mega'd, so it's not going to be able to prevent a switch from Aerodactyl if that Aerodactyl so chooses. I'm very excited about this tea. I'm gonna be honest. The expiry date did say like 2014 or 15 or something, but my friends know I don't care about that. Frostlass is going to leave. Potential for weather control back in the future. Garchomp's going to come in. Gengar's going to lock both of these Pokemon in, so the weather control cannot happen until Gengar chooses. So, and it is going to keep itself safe here. So no dual wing beat, no nothing here. Out comes the rock slide, and maybe here we're going to see Garg. Whatever Garg does is actually going to be pretty good. Okay, it is going to be the KO into Aerodactyl. Maybe we didn't want that yet, but I guess preventing it from getting any kind of tailwind up is still great for John's perspective, as we see that resolve, because we did see last time that the Gengar outsped the Frostlass. So maybe it's not so bad. Melodic now hitting the field. We do not want any stray stat drops or anything from maybe a Sludge Bomb or from a Shadow Ball. And I think it's, I mean, with the sun up, the Scald's not going to do so much. So we will see what Gengar chooses to do here. So it's going to be receiving a Stomping Tantrum. It is a burnt one, but it's still going to take so much damage from that. And out comes the Scald, even in the sun. Garganacl doesn't have the greatest special defense, so... but Disable's going to come out. No more Stomping Tantrum for you. And good timing for it, because if it happened, I think, in a different sequence... Oh, thank you. Oh, actually, no, yeah, there was no... Oh, the tea has arrived. Thank you. Thank you for tea. This is why you should all come to Orvga. Get some tea. I'm going to burn myself on that tea and not spill it all over the production gear. Okay, what happened while I was grabbing tea? Let's see. So Garchomp's disabled, and it's probably a Scarf because of how fast it moved, so it's not happy. Garganacl is probably considering whether it wants to recover here or get out, while Gengar thinks about what to do into the Melodic slot. I think Speed Control here and Icy Wind could be quite effective. So Gengar exposing itself to struggle in order to do the recoil damage in, and Sludge Bomb is going to bring that Melodic down low, and Scald's going to come out into Garganacl. And Garg's just going to recover that back up. Yep, as expected, it's going to want to bring itself back to a nice, healthy position. And Garg getting even more health back as Melodic slowly ticks down, as so does, yep. So does Garchomp. So, I mean, it's an interesting situation here. If you protect, then the struggle doesn't do anything, but you want to preserve your Gengar here for... Oh, and it's going to take that damage again. Gengar looking a little worse for wear here, where it might be wanted for the end game against the Frostas. But slowly but surely, I think we are setting ourselves up here to be able to sit over the Frostas in speed-wise. So, Sun runs out, but that's not going to matter. We are going to see Frostas come back in. Garg is in a pretty nice position here too. It might be able to also just wall out the Frostlass. Might be able to let Gengar go down here because what? Frostlass could Aurora Veil, it could Blizzard, it could Shadow Ball. So in the face of Blizzard, maybe the Garg could go a Wide Guard. In the face of a Shadow Ball, you just hope that Purifying Salt keeps you happy, and onto the field comes... Ooh, Rough Skin is not so helpful, but nor would have been tracing Frostlass's move. So that recoil is going to take care of Garchomp, as Garg takes a little bit, but Garg is not going to enjoy a Blizzard. So out comes Blizzard. Oh, I mean, it is looking okay, actually. So... And it's actually just going to fire back with the Salt Cure. And it looks like the Salt Cure was not, in fact, a 2-hit KO last time. So, but Frostas standing alone against this Gardevoir plus Garganacl combo. And that is going to be a forfeit. It is going to be Ramiel moving down to losers finals against Michael. So let's update this one. So that is going to be our losers final decided. And we are able to fill in our first slot for grand finals. Alright, so... Alrighty. Oh, you guys have comments to make? Make them to the chat. Well, I heard that one. So we had game one, Ramiel saying just trying to play more around the encore possibility than the sunny day. But yeah, I think we're heading into losers finals now. So we'll get that set up for you shortly. Oh, yeah, I noticed this. Okay, yeah. Okay, that lag that we noticed at the start of game one where it just stuck on 1 second left, that was because Ramiel got disconnected and had to reconnect. So had only a couple seconds to select their team. So an interesting situation there. Had he timed out, he would have been given like the top 4 Pokemon, which I think looking at this lineup is not necessarily the best order in which to bring the Pokemon through. So I'm gonna get ready to spectate this lobby. We'll hope for no more connection errors. Actually, from the point of view of my production setup over here, we've been pretty good. I'm on the uni Wi-Fi and for the stream, so we've got no drop frames. That makes me happy. But yeah, hope we've all been having fun. It's nice to do a stream a little bit different from our normal ones out in the sanctioned events. So let's spectate losers finals. Okay. Alright, so we are back on. So we're in the lobbies now. It is going to be this dual mega team from Michael versus Ramiel's. Oh, and I think we can definitely confirm that that is a mega Frostlass, so let's update that. Alright, and now we're going to hit gameplay. Alrighty. Off we go. Good luck for losers finals for both players. As we see the dual steel types come out against the Sneasler and I'm just gonna not say words for a bit as I try and get this data in. But we're seeing that Frostlass potential, 2 potential megas on the field. A Sneasler is looking pretty happy into steel types. And as we determine what goes on in this first turn, there's also a little potential here for well, I mean, the Archaladon here might just want to stay safe, while the Aggron here might just brave the damage coming out from the other end. We will see. So it's going to be Mega Frostlass setting up the snow. This tea is delicious, by the way. I don't know what it is. I know it expired more than 10 years ago or something to that effect. But and the second Mega is going to be Aggron. And we're going to see that Aurora Veil finally successful in... There's no priority weather here. There's no ability for us to switch weather around. It is just going to be that Aurora Veil as Close Combat comes out into Aggron with Filter, does almost 50%. And... could we see a Flash Cannon or something here? White Herb restores those stats. Flash Cannon does come out, and in front of Aurora Veil, it does keep Frostlass safe. So Heavy Slam, however, will be the finishing blow. So that is going to be Frostlass knocked out. We're not going to see any more from that. So out of that turn, we did see Ramiel activate Unburden, but losing the Mega as the trade-off. And I wouldn't be surprised if Michael in the back has some ways to recover health on this Aggron as Melodic hits the field. Okay, the players have swapped sides, so it's only a little confusing for me with the health bars. I wish they gave us % health in Spectator, if only for it would make this job for me so much easier. But that's my burden to bear, because I don't have to do this, I choose to do this. So out goes the Mega as we bring in weather control. We're going to have that for the rest of the game because Frostlass is not available to flip that weather again, as we see a Close Combat come into Archaladon, and that is going to raise the defenses on one as it lowers the defenses on another. And out comes Scold, doing good damage into that Pelipper. Words. And we're going to see that one turn Electroshock fire off here. So just in this turn alone, this Archaladon has managed to get itself a special attack boost and a defense boost. But the Sneasler, despite being -1, hangs on. I'm going to update all of this. Okay, good, good. I do wonder whether we might see... We do know that this Archaladon is capable of outspeeding some Melodic. I believe we saw outspeed Nember's Melodic, but whether it can outspeed this Melodic, we're not sure right now. We're gonna... I think for Michael, the consideration here might be is, do we bring Sinister in? I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the back. So Protector's going to come out from Sneasler. As the Melodic goes for Scold, it did do good damage into Pelipper last time, and it is going to be carrying that Pelipper. Might have been a roll there. I'm unsure. I think it did less than 50 last time. Ooh. Electroshot is going to come out, and okay, so what we're seeing here is this Archaladon does not outspeed this melodic. So as we go +2, however, I'd expect that this would get a KO into the slot. So a KO piece for both Michael and Ramiel. We're going to see Archelodon hit the field on the opposite side of the field, and it's had the rain set up for it. But yes, as predicted, that Sinister is also going to make an appearance. So that does bring Michael's Archelodon up, bolstering its health just that little bit. Rage Powder is going to draw in any attacking moves from the opposing side, so no close combat, and well, we don't know whether this Archelodon might be Stalwart, but close combat is pulled away, and it's going to be Michael's Archelodon acting first as it targets down the Sneasler, knocking it out. So we're going to see, is this a Stalwart Archelodon? We don't know. Maybe it did just choose to target that slot, but doing solid damage into the Sinister, considering it didn't go for a dragon type move. Well, we'll see. We might be able to just have Aggron switch back in here. We would restore. Okay, Draco Meteor comes out first, so no redirection was attempted. That is going to just knock out Michael's Archelodon. Excellent get here, because this also means that because the Sinister didn't switch out, it's not going to be able to get a hospitality boost for Aggron. But with the special attack lowered on Ramiel's Archelodon, it might have a hard time actually getting through this Aggron. The Aggron's going to be able to... Well, we're going to find out the ability, I hope, on this Archelodon, no matter which way we find it out. So either it's going to take a hit and we're going to find out that it's stamina or not, or we might see it go around a Rage Powder, but I wouldn't be surprised if Michael is just pressing Life Dew for the rest of this game. We will see. I mean, we might also not find out whether it's sturdy, because I don't think we're going to do enough damage to activate that. But let's see. Flash Cannon is just going to go into Sinister. That's going to do a crit. I was going to say after the special attack drop, I hadn't expected to do that much damage, but that would explain that. The rain is stopped, so we're not going to be restoring our special attack anytime soon. In fact, this Archelodon not being on a rain team of its own may not be carrying Electroshock. Perhaps it is just a Thunder or something, a Thunderbolt. But this Aggron's now set up very happily to, I mean, maybe we get a Life Dew and, oh no, okay, it's going to be Rage Powder. It's possibly another Iron Defense before we go in for that KO, because, let's see, Flash Cannon coming out again. It's going to still, the Sinister is going to stay alive again, and we are going for Body Press into the Tropical Berry, doing solid damage. So had it not been Tropical Berry, that probably would have survived, and we are going to see that defense go up. So we are confirming the ability on this. I'll just double check where we are. So we've got a double defense boost for, yep. So I need to just get that one up. But yeah, still looking very solid here for Michael. Short of just maybe, like if you had a Snarl, maybe you just get a bit of chip damage in, but you are going to be KO'd by the Body Press no matter what here. Flash Cannon's going to come out. It's going to KO that Sinister. And I think we're marching towards an inevitable end here, as that Body Press, even with the +1, it will definitely go down with the lack of the Tropical Berry. So that's going to be game 1 to Michael, as we line up for game 2. Alrighty, let's get in here. Spectating. Alrighty. I think it's a pretty solidly played game for Michael. It feels like overall he has a pretty favoured position here. As we see the leads come out, it is going to be Garchomp, Melodic, and Aggron plus Archaludon. So I think we've seen that Ramiel's Garchomp is Scarfed. So, I mean, Earthquake here could be interesting potentially, but I don't think it's enough to KO either opposing slot. I don't expect Melodic to hold something like a damage multiplier like Helping Hand. And in fact, a Pelipper will just really slow down that situation. So we're going to see Stomping Tantrum come out into that slot doing over 50%, but with the stamina boost, I think... Okay, we're going to see a pretty similar turn 1 to last time, but this time Electroshock coming out. It is probably going to fire towards the Melodic. Why does this say 780 health? I don't think that's correct. Okay, Melodic is going to get one hit knocked out there, so attempting to find something with a Scald there, but not getting it. Good chunk, but yeah. Archaludon now set up with +1/+1. And we do see the process come in, which might be able to flip the weather. So, I think an interesting play here is the question is, do you Wide Guard or do you Tailwind with the Pelipper? Assuming that it has access to either. Or do you just try and get out, maybe protect and... Alright, so no switches here. We are going to see this Mega come out of the process. And we did see Aurora Veil did quite effective work for Ramiel last time. So Wide Guard is going to come out. It's going to block any blizzards, any earthquakes or rock slides. And we're going to see instead it's Stomping Tantrum, which the Archaludon should survive, but only just. So Stamina's going to bring that up to... Oh, this is the wrong boost. I gave it special defense instead of special attack. Wide Guard's going to protect against this blizzard. So excellent play there. And Flash Cannon is going to find its mark at +2 into Frostlass. That is going to be a one-hit KO again. So we've seen both games. We have seen that Mega just drop in a single hit. And now it is going to be, the last one is going to be Ramiel's Archaludon. The question here is, can Michael's Archaludon survive much longer? Oh, that was only a +1 special attack, I apologize. But yes, it is going to be Protect, but we're not seeing a Sinister Switch or anything this turn yet. Stomping Tantrum fails. Is it going to be a Tailwind? Yes, it is going to be a Tailwind. So that does put the Archaludon in a much better position against the Garchomp on the other side, as Thunderbolt will find its mark into Pelipper, knocking it out. But I think that's okay. Pelipper got its Tailwind up. It's quite happy about that, I think. It's able to bring in maybe the Aggron or possibly even the Sinister to start redirecting attacks to sort out this endgame. So we're just going to see which one it's going to be. I think there's arguments either way, or maybe there's something else in the back, but I think it's Sinister. Yep, okay. It is going to be Sinister switching in. And that's going to bring that Archaludon up just that little bit. I don't know if that's enough to survive. Well, it's not going to survive a Draco, but we have the Tailwind. So the question is, which slot does Michael's Archelon want to focus into. We know that a Rage Powder will draw away any attack from the opposing Archelon, if not a spread move. So, and maybe +2 you might be able to survive an Earthquake. I'm uncertain. But here comes the Rage Powder, and that Stomping Tantrum is going to go into the Sinister slot, doing just a little bit of damage. As out comes the Dragon Pulse, and we are going to target that Garchomp. Just get rid of it while it was outspeeding. I think the Aggron is also okay to face into the Archelon at the end of the game, as that Flash Cannon comes out, does good damage again, activating that Citrus Berry, leaving the Sinister pretty happy in this situation. I think you could potentially go for something like a Protect Life Dew, but if you want to be a little bit cheeky. But you have your Tailwind up at the moment, so maybe you just want to take the most advantage of that. So we are going to see that Rage Powder. And out comes that Dragon Pulse, and that is going to do a solid chunk of damage into Archelon as it gets its first Sturdy boost. Oops. I keep saying Sturdy, it's Stamina. There's too many abilities for Archelon that start with ST, right? Sturdy, Stalwart, Stamina. And they're all really great for it, actually. Well, we don't see Sturdy that much, but in some circumstances it can be good. So, Rage Powder coming out again. I think the next Dragon Pulse is going to get this KO. So the question is whether Ramiel just takes down Sinister with it. Dragon Pulse... Oh, no, I mean... Okay, it's going to outspeed. So that is going to be Game 2. Michael moves on to Grand Finals. So we're going to have a rematch of Winners Round 2 as our Grand Finals. And we're going to get that set up for you shortly. Oh, there we go. I got some values. Okay. All right. Okay. Apparently, bracket reset is on the table as well. So Michael is looking to win twice, whereas John's looking to win once to take out this tournament. So we're gonna line that up for you all next. All right. Alright, we are going to have this rematch where we saw, I think, honestly, it was a very winnable match for Michael. He missed 3 Draco Meteors game 1 and got the Sludge Bomb Poison to take out the Focus Sash Pelipper. So game 1 had been quite winnable, and he won game 2. So had all of those things gone in his favor, the first set would have been his. So what we're going to see is whether he can take this bracket reset, and whether... oh, okay, I don't know where the lobby's gone. Whether he can take this to bracket reset, and whether he can finish out the whole tournament. So... if you're a fan of hacks, then we're cheering for John. But if you're a fan of good, honest Aggron gameplay, then we're cheering for Michael over here. Because honestly, it's been nice seeing Aggron do well with a nice supportive team around it. So pretty excited as we head into this grand finals. Have I just had muted stuff between rounds? I just realized that. Huh. I think my my music that I was expecting to run between rounds has not been going. So, oh, okay. Lobby's ready. Let's get in there. Okay. So we are in our final, grand final matchup, and this is going to be the final matchup. Whether or not we go to a final, a bracket reset game, it's going to be these two players, these two teams. And, I love how much it was specifically Agron's defense stat that made me scale the bars the way that they're scaled. So I love seeing that there. So with 2 weather modes on Michael's team, I wouldn't be surprised to see Sableye come out to try and do some weather control. And we are now headed into this final match. It's going to be Michael versus John. So good luck to both players. So we're going to see that Sableye and the Gengar come out again. Against the Aggron and, yep, the 2 steel types, which we've been seeing doing excellent work so far. You have the possibility to maybe swap into Pelipper to start getting electro shots on board. They're maybe a little scary in front of a sunny day Sableye. You've got some possibilities here to, well, you don't want to start buffing in front of the potential Encore, but, so we are going to see Aggron leave the field. And is it going to be Pelipper? It is going to be Pelipper coming in. So far, so predictable. But do we see maybe a sunny day and a disable Encore combo here? Could potentially be devastating. So the question is whether Michael is going to respect the possibility of that. He might just start clicking Flash Cannon. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be Will-O-Wisp instead. That's going to break the Focus Sash. So, and we do know that the Sludge Bomb can do so much damage. So maybe the Pelipper is not long for this world. As we see... It's going to be Electroshock coming out. Alright, so it's going to be that special attack boost for this Archaludon, and it's going to go into Sableye. It is going to be a one-hit knockout. Look, Sableye being off the board is so strong for Michael right now. Getting rid of that. There's no more weather controller available to John's team. And Gardevoir now comes out. Tracing Stamina. That is an interesting trace. In front of 2 special attackers, not so useful, but certainly interesting. Pelipper no longer has its Focus Sash. It has been broken by the Will-O-Wisp. That is something that the Sableye got out of that Will-O-Wisp, even if it didn't get the damage reduction into the Aggron that it had been looking for. But I think that was a great turn for Michael turn 1. A really solid. And I think from watching the previous games, however, like, I think that was the thing. We'd seen how he'd played out the previous games against his previous opponents, and that Pelipper switch had been looking pretty obvious from my point of view, but obviously caught John off guard. So here comes out the Shadow Ball plus Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere on the Gardevoir. But Tailwind is going to come out, and now... we are looking at there's no priority coming through to slow down that Archaludon. It's in a great position. I can't remember whether we've seen its item before, whether it's Chople or not, but it's pretty happy here. So Weather Ball coming out into the Gengar is going to do a solid chunk of damage here. And Flash Cannon into Gardevoir surely gets this KO. So things looking extremely uncomfortable right now for John. As Gengar gets to act, it gets to throw a Shadow Ball into... but that's going to be the first stamina boost for Archaludon. So... yep. Okay, we're just going to see a forfeit come out. We're not going to play this through. Bit unlike some of the other games that we saw, but I think there was not the board position to be able to even, like, maybe get a bit of a stall for thinking time. So we're just going to go. That's going to be game 1. Michael steps one step closer towards that bracket reset. And honestly, that was a really, really strong game. The question is whether he pulls the same trick in game 2, or whether he now has the mind game over John to be able to be in his head, like, do does he dare him to press Sunny Day turn 1? Or does he end up just replaying it like, oh, well, I mean, I guess the thing is that, do you bring the Pelipper in and risk that Sunny Day because you've shown that before? Or do you just leave the Pelipper off the field and get that useless Sunny Day, or like, not necessarily useless, but pretty ineffective Sunny Day, and have your Aggron avoid that Will-O-Wisp? So, it is the interesting iteration as we go into the game 2. And thanks everyone for hanging out with me in the chat again as we spectate another tournament. It's good times here. And if you're interested in popping by Adelaide University for one of their tournaments, I think this is a little bit of prep, in fact, for AvCon. I can get that information for you. They're planning maybe another couple tournaments between now and then. So here's the spectator view, as we do see it's still going to be Sableye and Gengar again. So we're going to iterate, but this time it's going to be the Dragonite sitting next to the Archaludon. So we're still able to pull the same, switch to Pelipper that we did in game 1, but things are a little bit different because it's not the strong Will-O-Wisp target into Dragonite. The thing that John might remember from game 1 as well, though, is that the Dragonite had no fully accurate moves out of the rain. So that was something that did resolve game 1 of their winners match in John's favor, was that the Dragonite was forced to press the inaccurate Draco Meteor when there was no rain. So that may be something that is to his advantage in this game. So we're going to see no switches here as Gengar comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if that cautious little Sunny Day comes out, and we're going to see it's going to be Dragonite. Look, the most accurate move we've got here is Draco Meteor, so maybe we're going to be hitting a nice big fat Draco Meteor into Sableye this turn. Which, if we take it off the board again, then so here comes the Sunny Day. Not very effective here. And okay, it's a miss. Okay, it's not a miss. It's not a miss. It's into the protect. As we see Citrus Berry activate, so the Sableye ending up on a bit of health at the end of all of that. So an interesting turn here, because now Encore disables on the board. But which slot do you direct it into? Can the I don't think we ended up seeing whether the Dragonite had Protect last turn. I believe this Archaludon does. But trapping is here, and so these dragons are here to stay. And we're going to see which way we're zigging and zagging here, as now it is impossible for Pelipper to come in. So it's going to be the Encore, and I expect we're going to see a Disable following it up, because I don't think anything wants to receive a Draco Meteor at this point in time. But I think out of all of this, it could be Sableye going down for its efforts. So let's have a look. We've got Dragon Pulse coming out, and it is being targeted into that Sableye, and Sableye is getting knocked out. No more Encore Disable shenanigans for the rest of this game. As we see, it's going to be the Conkeldurr coming out. So Conkeldurr here, I believe we've seen quite a bit of its moveset. It's got Mach Punch, it's got... Okay, Disable is going to come out, so that means that no Dragon Pulse, and we've seen from this Archelon, I think we've seen Dragon Pulse protect Electro Shot. So Electro Shot's a 2-turn move, but it might be worth pressing that at this point. And Gengar takes a good chunk of damage from that struggle as Drain Punch comes out and is going to start giving boosts to this Archelon. That said, without the Chople, it's going to take a pretty similar amount for the next Drain Punch. Alright, it is going to be that Sludge Bomb into the Dragonite, hoping to make it knock itself out in this turn. I think it's going to take one more turn. Conqueror takes the struggle this time, as out comes the Flash Cannon into the Gengar slot, doing a massive chunk of damage. But that Drain Punch is going to keep Conqueror just that little bit boosted, as in turn, it's boosting the defense stat on the Archelon. Encore ends, but I think short of a Protect, that Dragonite is going to get knocked out. Oops, which I should reflect in here. Conqueror is... yeah, I mean, it brought itself back up to full health, so it might be able to just keep chipping away at that Archelon. Gengar might just want to Protect in this turn. I don't think it wants to risk anything fancy here. So it is going to be Protect coming out from Gengar, as we see whether... yep, Dragonite's also going to want to see if it's self-clave. But I think Conqueror in this position, it probably wants to... oh, it was going for the priority move into the Dragonite. So Flash Cannon is going to whiff into Gengar. Sunlight's going to go away. That's not a big issue, but... that choice of priority is interesting. Maybe predicting the Protect in the other direction rather than the way that it went this time. Because I believe that the Gengar is going to outspeed both of these Pokemon, but it can't do both. So maybe then a Shadow Ball into one slot and that Mach Punch into the other. But yeah, even a resisted hit, I guess I see the logic in this. So... the problem is, though, once we deal with these leads, is what happens to the Pokemon in the back. And seeing as we've got the Mega Dragonite, I'm expecting that maybe it's Pelipper plus Sinistra. We do see the Protect this time coming out from the Archelon, as Mach Punch is enough to just take out the Dragonite. And I think actually John is okay with staggering the KOs here. I think that's okay. Especially, I mean, if you got a Mach Punch Sludge Bomb into Pelipper, that knocks it out. And then, but Flash Cannon no longer being disabled is an issue here. So we do see Pelipper hit the field. It is going to set up its Rain. Archelon can start boosting its special attack, so maybe then Archelon's a concern, but it has just used its Protect up. Would I think a Hurricane here would be nice. Tailwind, is it that useful? What is the fourth one? Probably Sinistra. So maybe not. Switching in Sinistra into the correct slot here might make a Drain Punch whiff. But is that helpful at this juncture? Because Shadow Ball is quite likely to also go into Archelon too. So, as I think John's in a better situation in this specific turn. So, oh, it's going to be another Protect from the Gengar. And we're going to see, I don't think this was the correct play personally. We're going to see that Hurricane bring Conkeldurr down to just 2 health. So it does hang it in there. Electro Shot is going to start boosting that special attack. As I expect that's going to get fired into Gengar's slot. But I mean, into Conkeldurr's is great too. That's going to be the knockout for sure. So Gengar achieving nothing there, and had risked, in fact, the Pelipper setting up Tailwind, which I think would have been devastating. So actually losing Conqueror, I think, is getting away easy. Garg is coming out, but it's not going to want to take... Or maybe we did see it take a Weather Ball okay in the previous game. So... It's, I think right now Nico's... well, John needs to think about what the fourth Pokemon in the back is. Is it that... honestly, Tyranitar would be pretty good here for Michael too, but I'm expecting more likely it's the Sinister because of the moveset on the Dragonite. And, it's a bit of awkward maneuvering here, I think. Okay, so that's going to be Protect on that slot. So are we going to see maybe a Sludge Bomb Shadow Ball? Okay. I honestly, in the previous term, would have liked to have seen a Mach Punch plus Shadow Ball into Pelipper. That's what I wanted to see. And out comes that Tailwind, so that's what we were worried about. Is it going to be the double target? It is going to knock out the Pelipper, but I'm not sure about this play. So that is going to be Pelipper taken off the field. We're going to find out what the last Pokemon is for Michael. And... oh, it is the Tyranitar, so no more... Okay, I like Tyranitar here. I like it here quite a bit. It's actually... the Garg is happier to see Tyranitar than it is to see Sinister, but we have Tailwind up now, so I wonder what we... maybe this is a Salt Cure into our Chaladon slot. While on the other hand, yeah, with Protect, but on the other hand, from Michael's point of view, I think he's going to want to direct as much damage into the, it should have been as much damage into Garg as possible, but Flash Cannon is going to do a incredible amount of damage. So, oh, and it's going to be the Body Press into, okay, one hit KO into, this is interesting. Oh, and that was a crit. I don't know if the crit was impactful. Gengar's just going to hang on through this Sandstorm here, and with only single target moves, can Garg get a +2? Let's see, it's a +2 Chaladon. That is the question. So, okay, excellent Protect there. That's going to ensure that the, but do we see Recover here? Recover would be excellent. Oh yes, okay. But how much did it take from... okay, I think it now survives the Flash Cannon. Gengar goes down. That was an excellent read there from John as the Garg brings itself back up. Is it Soul Cure here or is it Body Press? Because can Body Press KO? That's at +2. I don't think so. So is it Salt Cure? But then you have to take 2 Flash Cannons if you Salt Cure. So do you go for Body Press? This is actually still quite difficult. Okay, Flash Cannon comes out first. Brings Garg all the way down. As it's going to be the Body Press. And we're looking for... oh, it just wasn't enough. A crit would have done it. But now at +3, this is going to be Michael's game. And we are going to head to a bracket reset here. There's no way... yep, okay, we have a forfeit there. There's no way that the Garg outspeeds even with Tailwind Gauntlet. It is an extremely slow Pokemon, as we're about to see here. It is a 35 base speed. So, we are going to a bracket reset. Woohoo! Well done, gamers. I'm just going to go here. So... let's see whether we go... let's see if I go matchups. Do I have the right matchups? There we go. We got brackets reset time. Woohoo. One last dance. One last encore to finish this whole thing off. It is time to jump into the battle. Well, you know, after the players choose their teams. But I think Michael has all the momentum set up excellently here. Both players do know. I think after that we've seen what should quote unquote have happened. Oh look, I've had this audio source muted the whole time, and it should have been like playing. Anyway, yeah, what should quote unquote have happened in winners round 2 is now going to eventuate here, and Michael has the opportunity to take the whole tournament from the losers bracket run. Looking excellent, bringing so much force to bear with this Mega Aggron, and here we go. It's going to be all the marbles. We're going to see, oh, Gardevoir again. Are we going to trace multi-scale is what we want to see. We're going to do stamina. Okay. It's not as exciting. But yeah, that's an interesting lead here. We have a fairy type into 2 dragons. I think a double hit into either of these guys will knock them out. So it's a question of whether one or both of these protect. I think this is actually a pretty good lead for John, as we see it's going to be the Pelipper coming in, maybe to set up the Archaludon. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this turn we see a Shadow Ball plus Moonblast come out. It's just a question of which slot. I mean, it's great into every slot. All of Michael's Pokemon are great for taking 2 hits. So it's going to be Sludge Bomb this time. No poison, and Moonblast. So that's Pelipper taken off the board. But I think that's okay for Michael. Well, okay, temporarily, because I think Electroshock we did see was able to take out Gengar at +1. We're going to find out. So that's a special attack boost for this as we focus into that Gengar slot. And oh, it does just survive. Okay, maybe it was a roll last time. We're set up again to be able to maybe just do that 1-2 punch into any slot. We do know the Archaludon has Protect. I'm not sure we know that the Dragonite has Protect, so... but whoever comes in here is going to be trapped. It is, in this case, going to be not trapped. It's going to be Sinistra. Which could redirect away the hits coming in. I think a Rage Powder Flash Cannon will be an excellent play here. We might also see... I don't know if this Gengar has the ability to pivot quite yet. The question is the Sinistra EV to survive, or like, is it able to survive a Shadow Ball out of the Gengar? Let's see, it's going to be protecting Gengar here. I think Gardevoir is probably... Okay, it's just going to get its hit into the Archaludon. This is going to do good damage. Yes. Oh, but we get... Oh no, okay, that's just the stamina boost. I was going to say, was that the special defense drop, special attack drop, but it's not. We're going to see the special attack, in fact, increase as we go the Electroshock, and that's going to go into Gardevoir at +2. I think that's going to be a KO. No multi-scale on this Gardevoir this time. I think the trace there could have made a big difference. And we see Trick Room. We haven't seen this button pressed at all tournament. I don't think we've seen the Trick Room come out yet. It's been Tailwind for Pelipper, but we haven't had the Sweet Control in the opposite direction. And I think if Garganacl is in the back or Conkeldurr, actually, John's pretty happy about this, but instead it is Sableye, and Sableye could maybe encore a Trick Room. It could set up Sunny Day. I don't know whether this is an indication that the slow Pokemon might not be in the back, or maybe Gengar can hard swap into something slow. So very interesting play from there from Michael, knowing that John has consistently brought Garganacl to matches, choosing to set up the Trick Room. But I guess with Sinistra on the field, Sinistra isn't as worried about Garganacl as some of the other Pokemon on Michael's team. So interesting turn here as we play out our bracket reset game. Very, very interesting. So it's going to be Encore, but that Encore, Encore into Trick Room. Gengar's staying on the field, so Dragon Pulse coming out. One-hit KOing Sableye. I don't know whether this is going to go the way that we want, but so that's going to be the disable into I don't know about this. So speed control stays with Gengar. We do see Guard come out. I guess with Encore we're no longer worried about Machigotcha. So potentially here this is an opportunity. And yeah, with was it Dragon Pulse or Flash Cannon that was Quick Blast that got disabled? I think it was Dragon Pulse. So Flash Cannon can still be directed into Garganacl. So I think here for John, he's going to want to direct the Shadow Ball into the Archaludon and let the Trick Room get set up again so that Garganacl can do what it needs to do. Does Garganacl then do a Salt Cure into the Sinistra? On Michael's end, I would probably try and direct a Flash Cannon into the Garganacl. Oh, Shadow Ball's just going to come out into Sinistra, and that's going to be a one-hit KO. Very interesting here, as... let's see, it's going to be that Flash Cannon. I think this Garganacl is gone. So many one-hit KOs across the board. Everything. I don't think that crit matters. I think, it's going to be a 3 HP Gengar against a multi-scale Dragonite, and honestly, I think we are looking at, we're looking at a game 2. Alright, oh, I need to queue into this one as the players get ready. I'm going to see whether I can scout out some of the other teams that we had in this tournament. Because I think I only managed to get... I only have 7 teams scouted. Oh, like, sorry, there were 8 teams in this tournament, and I don't have all of them. And I don't think I will get all of them. Some people have headed off already, but there were 8 players, so... Alright, bracket reset, game 2. It's, I think, very possible for... I think it's very possible for Michael to take it here. He's done an excellent job so far, and we're going to see whether he can finish off the job. So, outcome, it's going to be Gengar Gardevoir again. I think this was a really good lead from John last game, threatening big damage into all of Michael's Pokemon, but I think this time, in Michael's shoes, knowing that you have scared John with how effective Archaludon is, you press Protect on Archaludon and you start hitting things with this Dragonite. Now, what I didn't see was what ability did Gardevoir trace, because that was pretty impactful last time, and this is not going to tell me, but if anyone saw it in the chat, tell me what ability did Gardevoir trace. In fact... Huh. Alright, we're going to see that Mega Gengar come out. We're going to trap these Pokemon in. Importantly, Michael did not do any switches in turn 1 to get around the Shadow Tag. And we're going to see... Look. Oh. Oh, a hard read. That's very interesting. I don't know why you go the Sludge Bomb there where Shadow Ball would achieve everything that we need and more. So it's going to be Flash Cannon. Based on that damage, I think it's probably... Oh, and Hurricane. Oh, this is all very interesting to me. This turn did not go down at all how I was expecting it to. Why not just go the Shadow Ball in that situation? Is there anything that's going to make that... Oh, like Tyranitar coming in? Like... Even if Tyranitar came in, the Moonblast is super effective. Howdy, thank you chat for, you know, trying. Look, I don't think a guard... Well, a neutral Flash Cannon should do more than half, surely. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that was multi-scale, really. So... It's 50-50 chance. We are going to see this Mega come out here now from the Dragonite. It held off on turn 1. It's coming out now. And we're going to see that Protect now come out. But is it going to be the 1-2 punch this time into the Dragonite slot? It's going to be Shadow Ball. It's not going to hit that slot. Moonblast is going to... So we're splitting our fire each time. We're only getting it one at a time. And we know that this Dragonite doesn't have any fully accurate moves. So maybe John's out here is that it just doesn't hit. But nope, Draco Meteor is going to go. If Sableye in the back, this might be a great Encore now. Encore either into the Protect or Encore into the Draco Meteor. But on the other hand, these Pokemon are no longer trapped in. So Michael looking really good, getting that KO on the Mega. Alright, Sableye is coming out, so the question is, what shenanigans can Sableye get up to now? We know that both of the Pokemon that Michael have out might benefit from rain appearing on the field, so maybe it's time to press Sunny Day, but maybe that's a bit premature. Light Screen might also be a really good click here, which... with the number of special attack, or like we're sort of expecting that maybe Pelipper's in the back, so that's 3 special attackers. It could even be 4 special attackers if it's also Sinister. So Light Screen could be a really good click here, and I don't think the Sableye has shown Light Screen yet, so it will be a really great surprise as well. So it's going to be Dragonite positioning itself out, and we are going to see the Pelipper come in, and like, look, Sunny Day would also be great here, but Light Screen is a much safer click. And it's in fact going to be a double rotation, so we're going to find out what all of the Pokemon for Michael are. It is that Sinister in the back. It is 4 special attackers. Encore fails. Moonblast is going to come out. It's going to hit the Pelipper, leaving it so in a difficult situation. But there is still the... look, we've got Rage Powder and we've got Trick Room. We've got ways of controlling the speed situation. So... it looks okay for Michael still, but honestly, I want to see that Light Screen. Show it to me. I mean, it's only a Light Screen, but, you know, we still have some tricks left. Like, we've seen a lot of things iterate up until this point. I'd like to see a new little iteration. Because, it might be time for Gardevoir to rotate as well. I think it's clearly got a choice scarf, so rotating what move it wants to press might be great here. Garganacl's going to come in. It doesn't seem too concerned about the possibility of a match of Gotcha at this time, and I think, okay, it's going to be Sunny Day, so that's pretty good. Takes away the stab, takes away the full accuracy. It's going to be a Weather Ball, so no longer stab boosted into this Sableye, still doing a ridiculous amount of damage. So, Garganacl hitting the field. Garg's a good lad, or in this case, good lass. But we could maybe see... Oh, I don't know, like, that was so much damage into the Sableye. I don't think the Sableye really wants to protect. I want to see Light Screen. It's going to make a big difference here. That's how I feel about this. Okay, Rage Powder coming out again. Maybe looking to draw in a Encore or something. It's gonna be Will-O-Wisp. Does this Sableye no longer have Light Screen? I thought I've seen it before, but I might just be deluding myself. It's gonna be Weather Ball coming out. That's gonna be knocking out that Sableye. So what John's just doing here is we are going to be setting up the chip damage into that Sinister. It's not Encore though anymore. It might be able to at some point go for a match of Gotcha. And this Pelipper can rotate to fix the weather situation whenever it wants. So Gardevoir hits the field again, able to rotate its... I don't think Drizzle was what we wanted there. Hospitality was also would have done nothing, but I think Hospitality would have been preferred over Drizzle. We have... Oh, I mean, there's an interesting thing could happen here. I would like to see out of... Maybe this Gardevoir pressing Icy Wind might be the play, but then maybe in return the Pelipper might, you know, be fearing that. It might consider a wide guard for Dazzling Gleam or Icy Wind play, but with Moonblast I don't think you think about Dazzling Gleam on the other side. And okay, it is in fact the Icy Wind, but we also didn't see any move come out of the Sinistra, so that it is going to knock out the Pelipper. Sinistra potentially going for a Magic Gotcha would be really good for it here. It would... I mean, it's also activated its Citrus Berry. I think the Sinistra has a excellent position. Be gone, bot. Where's my ban? Here we go. Trick Room comes out, so actually that's... I mean, that's interesting. The Icy Wind may in fact have made the Sinistra slower than the Garg, and it might in fact... and if it's not slower now, then it will be slower once the next Icy Wind hits, if it gets a chance to. It might not get a chance to because we might just see, yep, we see our Archaladon come out. And I think this situation now is looking very good for Michael. Can Rage Powder away any attacks into Archaladon's slot, or it might just be able to match a Gotcha into Garganacl and Gardevoir to recover some of its health. Even a Life Dew here is pretty good, so out comes the Rage Powder. We're going to see Garganacl get its next attack off, so Salt Cure into that slot. Look, it's respectable, but it's just not what it needs, and Flash Cannon is going to take out Gardevoir. So we've got a full health Garg here, but I don't think it's in the greatest of positions here. Archaladon might be able to just boost with the weather now. I mean, maybe it's Life Fury here. It's a pretty hard path to navigate for a single Garg. Trying to think through this scenario. Yep, so Salt Cure does land into Archaladon. It's gonna have to, now the Garganacl is going to have to take a probably attack. Oh no, it's Life Dew, so no Magic Gotcha yet. So that's probably the best play he could have made, but a Flash Electroshock. Okay, so it's gonna be boosting. We did mention that as well. That was always a possibility. So putting that on a timer is pretty good, but the Life Dew recovers more than the Salt Cure is going to take away, and this has done more than 50%, so Garg is not looking happy. And I think this game is in itself coming towards its conclusion. Because even after all of this, if we're able to survive it all, there will be a full health multi-scale available Dragonite in the back. just, I mean, it's the last game of bracket reset. If you think of an out, you think of it. But okay, out comes the body press. The Chocolberry is going to come forward. It's just going to tickle because I haven't been tracking the defense boosts on this on this arc, but it's probably at least 2. Oops, that's not the one. I've been putting things on the wrong slot too. This thing has at least that. And yep. Garganackle is out of here. Sinistra gets itself healthily back up, and that is going to be the tournament. All the marbles have gone to Michael. Congratulations. Redeeming himself very nicely from round 2. And we are all done. So, seeing the bracket is now being updated. Tio, would you like to give any words to the chat? No, off he goes. All right. I think that's it from us here. I'll see whether anyone wants to say anything more to the chat. Let's have a look. Oh, I mean, like, if you guys just want to yap, just yap into the mic. That's all I want. Yeah. Yeah. Yap. So, I have one question. Do you not have light screen on your Sableye anymore?
No, I respect because ladder was full of rain. Sun, so like I then got rained on to deal with negative not appearing.
Okay, well that answers that. Alrighty. Yes, I was like, Michael has brought 4 special attackers. Where is the light screen click? Where is it? So that answers that. So I'm going to hand this over to Michael again, and maybe they can share the mic. But here we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, going into that final match, I guess, were you feeling like this is, like, you had the opportunity and you became winners? This was...
Going into the... Yeah, I kind of, like, figured out several kind of lines going into that one. I'd figured that Dragonite Archaludon was the best lead to that one. It had the opportunity to swap in Pelipper to threaten the rain. Like, if the Sableye's there, the opportunity to throw a very powerful hit into either one of them to potentially one hit. Although I was very surprised to see that the Electro Shot from Archaludon didn't one-shot Gengar. I was just expecting it to. It might be a roll. Where it became a threat for me to... I'd done that one going in, the kind of first game of loser side grands, because of our previous set, where there were several times in that set where I hadn't done that and the Sableye had wasted a turn trying to Sunny Day when the sun was already up. I thought I'd established kind of that I wouldn't go for the obvious play. That way, game 1 of loser side grands, when I went for the obvious play, it was unexpected. And I kind of carried that energy in later, because like the turn afterwards where there was Gardevoir and Mega Gengar, the obvious play is attacking the Archaludon is necessary because it's going to one-shot either one of them. So protecting there and tailwinding is the obvious play on my end. But because I'd spent the previous set and a lot of the set afterwards working around that kind of obvious play, it gives you the leeway to then just go for the simplest option, knowing that it's less likely that your opponent anticipates it.
Yeah, I thought that was really excellent. Like, it was really good conditioning through the whole stage. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, very unfortunate about the first turn of the final game. John accidentally selected Sludge Bomb. I think just looking at the base power. Yeah. On my end, I ran out of time to select a move. It's why the Dragonite didn't Mega and go for Draco Meteor rather than a Blind Hurricane.
Very interesting insight there. The players were really thinking.
Yeah. I was intending to protect that turn, which I guess kind of good I didn't do that. It didn't make a difference, but yeah.
That did mean, despite both of you making maybe a bit of a misplay, you had the advantage there because he had the staggers on what he was able. I noticed a lot of your team was capable of taking
Mm.
a focus that you had stamina boosting, the Paladon, you had multi-scale, so a lot of your things demanded 2 hits.
Yeah.
They would go down to 2 hits, but they demanded it.
I had to make him choose which one and then figure out if I was going to swap to something else. I think the only mon on that team that is speed invested is the Pelipper, who's max speed. Everything else is like max HP, max attacking, and the Aggron, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I'd had the thing, like previous teams I tried a Mega Delphox team, which was like fast and powerful but died way too easily. I tried a Mega Excadrill team, which was fun but died too easily. And so I was just thinking like, it's not dealing enough damage and it's not taking enough hits. So how can I build a team that's all hit taking and damage dealing? Well, I gotta sacrifice speed and I can run Trick, and having like both the ability to set Trick Room if the Sinistcha gets a turn free. Because like the expectation a lot of the time is for the Sinistcha to either Matcha Gotcha or Rage Powder. So having obviously the ability to threaten that Trick Room or to threaten the Life Dew is important there. And then the Tailwind on the Pelipper demands kind of focus that way. And like they can, in the last game there was an opportunity for that to synergize. I was contemplating on the turn that he ended up swapping swapping Gardevoir out. I was contemplating whether to Rage Powder and Tailwind. I decided it was better to just go on the offense there.
No, really, really great set. Really love watching that. Congratulations. I think there are going to be, I'll take this mic back. Really?
I think there will be another couple of university tournaments coming up in the next few weeks. So if anyone's interested in popping by, let us know. But I think that's going to be it for the broadcast. So thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for checking me on things that I missed throughout the games. It's been heaps of fun and looking forward to doing this again. Thank you. Bye.